Hello again, Struck Quap. Welcome back. Welcome to Macy P. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correct. If I'm not, sorry for that. And welcome to everyone. And thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Wow. While I was still setting up my stream, you subscribed. Thank you very much. Right in the feels. And again, welcome to the Struck Quap to you and to anyone who's watching. I'm almost ready to dive into the game, just final checks if the stream is going well. And yeah, then I can go and play on my sharpshooter build I've been using for the past 3 days. So hopefully it ends up being nice. I've saved up some what's it called, some gear bundles. I've saved up some gear bundles that I'm gonna open today from last night. I hit level 60 after I stopped streaming last night. I played a little bit more and I hit level 60. And yeah, here is that hero. If anyone needs some hints, tips about any of my builds, feel free to ask. We can even try and group up and play together if you want to. So yeah, everything seems to be working as intended. So I'm gonna go to my fort. Oh, and I've got a lot of people following me while I was offline. So Alex, Biglia, Thunderswings, Skovan, thank you folks for following. If you end up watching this, it has been 20, 10 and 6 hours ago for those 3 follows. Welcome to the Struck Club to them as well. Okay, so Fazir's Dungeon. Let's do this. So yeah, that's the gear bundles I've been saving. Do you guys want to open them now? I say let's try and open them now, maybe. Just looking for. It's not letting me pick them up. What the? Alright, that's weird. It's not letting me pick them up. Wait, let's try again. Come on. There might be a book. It's not letting me. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm trying to put them in a different storage. Okay, let's start with a few of those and see what we can keep and what we can get rid of. This one's not bad. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first create some sets. Before farming, I'm gonna make sets. Sets, one for each element, which means I'm gonna have to put them in different storages. Let's say this one would be fire. And let's put fire here. Let's put fire here. Let's put this here as well. Let's put fire here. Oh, I'm probably not gonna use this, but let's put electric here. For now, I'm gonna put those here and then take them. Okay, let's open some more bundles. Let's see what I get. Basically, a lot of junk. Mostly junk is what we got. Well, it's still not terrible. It's still not terrible. I did get some things that I could use. to start me at level 60, but not a single musketeer piece. This is terrible work, not a single musketeer piece. Alright, this one's not bad. This one's also not bad, but no cooldown. This one's not really great. So I'm wondering if I should wear this. What's my weapon? Poison? Not poison. So this goes to the fire set. Yeah, we couldn't get anything special. Well, next time. We're gonna get a lot of bags today. I will be focusing a lot on farming certain things, so we will be getting a lot of resources. So yeah, I couldn't get lucky at the start, but it's just the start. No, I'm putting them together because later I might do a specific map, and I might want to take resistances for that map. For example, when you do Endgame dungeon, when you do the Fazir's dungeon challenge, you can see the element of the enemies. But even though if the map says electric, it doesn't mean that there won't be enemies who do poison or fire. So it's not completely foolproof. Um, there are some kind of exceptions where you would be in an electric map where the majority of the enemies would be electric, but you would still take poison and fire damage from certain monster affixes like blazing, like toxic ant or acidic ant, I think it was actually called, and other things like that. So there are those exceptions to keep in mind. But yeah, apart from that, you don't need to put them together. Some people would prefer to focus on regular defense. I'm one of those people. I prefer to focus on regular defense. But if it has to be elemental, I probably go for poison, because poison is the thing that normally gets me. Okay. Uh, I want to quickly do something here. What's this? Physical, electric. I want to check something on this bow. Okay, so there I am, with a new weapon. And let's go. You're going into the game. Well, good luck with your game. I'm gonna push a little bit further with this end game, but eventually, maybe around level 30, I would stop pushing and I would start looking for specific maps. The maps that give you the most fame per map. I'm gonna start looking for those maps and do them. But I want to have at least 30 stages completed, just so I can know that I'm getting a few levels that I can look into to see what maps have spawned. Every time I complete a map, it gives me different maps for every challenge level. So we do know that there is a bug currently with legendary items, and they're not dropping as much as they should. So don't be discouraged from playing the game if you're not getting legendary items. The drop rates are not this bad normally. The developers confirmed it yesterday in the Mayhem Monday that there's something wrong with legendary drop rates, and they might have messed up something with the patch on the 6th of October. They're right now saying that this is number one priority to get fixed. They know how important it is to get items in a Wooter game. And if people are not getting items, they're just gonna quit. Some of them, not everyone. But yeah, just know that it's not an intended change. They must have messed up some scripts or whatever that affect the drop rates. There's another thing that I forgot to ask Maiko, but maybe it's not Maiko I need to ask, maybe it's Sean, about this little bit of damage. This didn't used to be 0.02, it used to be 0.5. So you used to get 0.5% damage per challenge level, not 0.02. This is such a huge change, such a huge nerf. It leads me to believe it could be an unintended nerf. And this is why the Fazir dungeon might be this easy right now. Because, well, the enemy's damage doesn't go as high as it used to. But I hope it's not a bug, I hope it's intended, and I hope that they thought more than 20% damage at level 100 might seem a bit too much. Or is it 2%? I think it's 2% actually. At level 100 you get 2% monster damage extra. Before you got 50. So between 50 and 2% you can see it's 25 times less. So that might also be the same bug that's affecting the legendary drops. Maybe the legendary drops are also 25 times less, and maybe the same thing is affecting this monster damage. This is just my theory. It's a tinfoil hat theory, so take it with a ton of salt, not just a grain or two. So yeah, this is just me guessing. It seems weird to have it that specific number, 0.2 per level. It doesn't seem like a nice number. But who am I to guess? I guess I guess my guess is as good as anyone's. So this weapon is actually very nice for one-handed, and I want to play with a one-handed weapon. And you can see crit damage for me right now is better than physical damage increase. Okay. Wingspan, not bad. By the way, I will be making a giveaway. I was kind of very busy today with my PC. I had to open my PC 3-4 times. I was installing a PCI Express extension card, and I couldn't get my PC to boot because in the end it ended up my bootable drive cable got unplugged. The power cable got unplugged, and until I realized that this cable got unplugged, it took me a lot of tinkering, tweaking, checking. So yeah, it was kind of weird. And yeah, it took me a lot of time, and I was planning on making a video about Torchlight, but I was too busy trying to figure everything out, to fix everything. So tomorrow I would make a Gleam giveaway. I've got 3 keys to give away, and I would make the giveaway until the end of the week. So I'm gonna do something like follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my YouTube channel, things like that, things that you don't have to pay to get access to the to join the giveaway. So there's gonna be 3 keys. So tomorrow I'm gonna share the link with everyone. Um, there will be 3 winners. Each of them would get 1 key. I was planning on creating the giveaway today, but yeah, it's kind of late, and I can probably create it later after my stream. And tomorrow we can, um, while I'm streaming, I can give you the link, and you can all join. I don't need this. I don't need this. And those 3 keys have been provided by the developers for my participation in a contest. So yeah, I'm just gonna make the Gleam giveaway so that both my YouTube and my Twitch viewers can join them. I don't want to make a giveaway that's only for Twitch and only for YouTube. I know my community is in both places. Oh, look at that. I keep getting glitched and stuck. Yesterday the same thing happened. I mean, all right, let's try and report it. Let's try and report it. I'm gonna report this. I'm gonna share my screen so you can see how I'm reporting this. Before I confirm that there's no way to get unstuck, I will quickly test. But I'm assuming it's not gonna work to get me unstuck, but just let's enable chat. Unstuck. Doesn't work. Stuck. Doesn't work. Okay. Ghost Visage doesn't work as well. Now, I guess environment? Yeah, I'm gonna just classify this as environment. And the build number is 9902. Okay. Okay, we're done with this. I just wanted to make sure this is all reported. Wanted to make sure it's all reported. Because it happened to me yesterday as well, and the only thing to fix this would be to go to character selection. I can't use my portal either. Kind of annoying, but not much we can do other than just redo the map. And Bootrial says finally playing on PS4, a left work early wall, making your body slam. Oh, the body slams build, yeah, that's a nice build. Definitely a fun one to explore, to try. Enjoy it a lot. And yeah, let me know when the build is ready once you're done in 1 or 2 days or whatever it takes you. Let me know how the build feels once you gear it up and reach the end game and start doing some end game with it. I love hearing from people who have tried my builds to know how those builds turned out for them. Okay, I'm gonna sell some potions because I prefer the regular potions. So I'm just gonna supply myself with those. And I got wingspan rifle earlier. That means scatter shot builds can be done on this account. I can try later make a scatter shot electrode build, but I don't feel like it. Scatter shot is the opposite of what I want on electrode. Uh, or let's say the opposite of what I want on a proc monster. On proc monster I want as many hits per second as I can get, and scatter shot is the opposite of as many hits per second, because you get 1.8 seconds with the cooldown reduction cooldown. If you have this cooldown reduction, that's 1.2 seconds. No, 1.8, not 1.2. Okay, let's put the wingspan here for now. I'm gonna also put this bow here for now. What's this? Poison damage. No, wrong weapon. Wrong weapon. Okay. I'm gonna just get rid of this one. Okay. Actually, one more thing. I'm gonna put this and this there. So, I hope I don't get stuck right before the boss this time around. I'm gonna do the same map because it was uniques. And Marvin says, I've reported and have had this bug in my game where the map shows the icon for a legendary drop, shield sword, but when I go to the item, it's a white item drop. I know that it isn't a map quest. Wait, shield sword is a legendary? Wasn't the shield and sword for something like shit? I thought it was for something else. I guess it might be for legendary. Um, I thought it was something else there. But yeah, good to report those bugs. The more bugs we report, the better the chances of those bugs getting fixed. Of course, make sure that the bug isn't already reported when reporting, because it's much better to just upvote another person's report instead of making the same one. Thankfully, the system is very nice, and as you're typing your title, you can see other titles that have the same keywords as you're typing the first keyword. Nice. Come on, come on, come on. Let me see if I've missed some chat messages after this fight. Okay, I haven't missed messages. I was just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. So, yeah, this is shit. This is shit. This is kind of shit. This is not so bad. If only it had a second affix. See, why does an item like this drop? It's missing one affix in the middle. But it can still be good, because if I don't need electric defense, I can get much more regular defense and use it for such maps that are non-electric. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Should I just rush to the end of the map? Okay, almost done with this one. So many uniques, it's so good. You gotta love uniques maps. You gotta love them. Definitely the better choice between infamous or uniques. If you have to pick one of them, it's much better to pick uniques. Unless the uniques is in a very small map and the infamous is in a big map. But still, the fame per minute you would get in a uniques map would be better than the fame you're gonna get in an infamous map. Of course, if you can get both of them, that's better. I think top 1 will be infamous uniques, top 2 would be gauntlet infamous. Third place would be uniques, and fourth place would be infamous. With anything that's not important. Marvin saying yes, War 187. Okay, let's see what War 187 said. Old wood system was way better. I played 6 hours today, no legendary. War 187, keep in mind there is a bug. It is not intentional nerf of the drop rates. The drop rates are bugged. The developers confirmed it yesterday on Discord in the Mayhem Monday that there is something wrong with the drop rates, and they're working on trying to figure out what went wrong to nerf them. They said that they themselves tested it and it didn't seem like the drop rates they want us to have. So they know that the drop rates are bad and it will get fixed. Keep in mind, if you don't want to play with bad drop rates, maybe give it 1 or 2 days rest. Hopefully they fix it by that time. For now, it's kind of how it is. There's not much you can do other than wait for them to figure out what's causing the bug and fix it. But know that this is not the intended drop rates. It is a bug. So just be warned about this. I did advise them to try and write a post on Steam. Well, to include in the post on Steam and on the other platforms when they're announcing the launching, to include a little bit of a message that there's a problem with the drop rates, to warn people to not get discouraged by the shitty drop rates, because they're just temporary until the bug gets fixed. I'm not sure if there has been one such message. If there hasn't, maybe there should have been. Because yeah, some people would just start playing and see that they're not getting legendaries and they're gonna get pissed. Because wood is the major driving factor for probably 90% of the people who play such wooder games. So when there's problems with the wood, people don't get really happy. Oh, look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. That's a nice weapon. This is gonna be my main weapon. I'm gonna life bind it and enchant it. First I'm gonna enchant it, then life bind it. Now I just need to find maybe a shield better than this one. But definitely an amazing weapon drop. It's almost impossible to find a better weapon than this. The only way this can get better is the damage at the top, at the bottom, and at the... I mean, if the 4300, the 860, and the 950 is higher. So the 860 can clearly be as high as the 950. It can even go close to 1000, close. Without a wife bind. The 4300 can go close to 5000. I've seen 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. So it's not high roll, but with wife bound and with an enchanted socket, it's gonna be amazing. You're level 3 and got a legendary drop? Well, you are super lucky. Maybe the PlayStation version doesn't have this bug with the drop rates. Maybe it has been fixed. I guess I can just guess. But Marvin, what are you saying about the old system where you can farm contracts? You can still farm contracts. You can still farm contracts, and it's not that difficult to farm contracts. As long as you get fame, you're getting contracts levels, and you do get a lot of. Wait, lesser gear bundle? What the hell is lesser gear bundle? Why do we get lesser gear bundles? Wait, what happened? Why? Oh, I see. I see. Well, there goes a video of me talking about this. So you get 3 times lesser gear bundle, 2 times lesser gear bundle that gives you 3 green items instead of the blue gear bundles, and instead of the legendary gear bundles, you get blue gear bundles. Okay. Yeah, thank you for this nerf. Actually, not. I'm not happy with this nerf. I mean, they obviously they obviously were giving us super easy legendaries, but I mean they could have at least just nerfed the. They should have just nerfed the uniques and infamous maps instead of nerfing the rewards from contracts. Maybe it's a temporary change. Well, alright. That's a very bad move because this is gonna piss off many people. They should not have done this before fixing the drop rates of items. Unless they have fixed the drop rates of items. Let me actually check the Discord channel, the Discord server, to see if there's an official announcement or anything about this. So just a moment. So announcements. There are some patch notes. I'm gonna copy paste them. Copy paste, new window. So let's see. I'm gonna share my my browser with everyone so we can read together. Fixed an issue where your wardrobes could steal your gear in single player. Okay, buffed legendary drop rates. Okay, so they fixed the legendary drop rates. Changed all contract item rewards and adjusted contracts repeating rewards so that legendaries are not guaranteed. Okay, well, I was gonna make a video about this way of farming. I'm not gonna make such a video anymore. And now, now, all my motivation to do Fazir's dungeon has been destroyed. Now I have no single thing to motivate me to do endgame. Now that I can get legendary items. Well, I mean, it's probably not the best time to do such a change. They knew about this for months. People have been using this to farm items for months. Why right now? Why on day one to change this? I think it's a bad move. If you agree, let me know. But oh, everyone's open to agree or disagree with this. But yeah, I think it's a very bad move to do it in this exact moment of the game status. Okay, here I'm gonna get some defense. Fire defense is not bad for now. Here I want physical. Okay, I'm gonna keep crit chance for now. But yeah, they experiment. They experiment in the worst possible time to experiment with certain things. But I mean, let's see how it goes. I already found one legendary, and I've streamed for less than an hour. For 43 minutes, I've already found one legendary, so that's not too bad. But it could be just streamer's luck. You never know. Lesser gear bundle can still give me blue items, which is not bad. I care more about blue items instead of legendary items. At one point, you're gonna have legendaries, and you're not gonna need legendaries because legendaries are not the best items. Legendaries are the best skills, but not the best items. So in most builds, you're gonna be using 3 to 4 legendary items, and the rest will be blue. This is best to be blue. This is best to be blue. This is in most cases best to be blue. This is best to be blue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 items that are best to be blue. If you want to be meta. If you want to squeeze the most damage. Because you can't life bound legendary items. And you can't get this much flat damage on a legendary weapon. And you can get flat damage on legendary chest. You can't get flat damage like this one on legendary legs. You can get percent damage on legendary boots. You can get percent crit damage. So legendary items are not the best ones in the game in any way. But they do have the best skills. So they're still very, very valuable until you unlock all those skills for the legendarium. And that is when they kind of start becoming less useful. So okay, bad nerf, but it's not that terrible. I want to see the other rewards. I want to see the other rewards to see what else we get changed. So basically they changed the blue gear bundles with lesser gear bundles throughout the whole contract span. And this one I think used to be a legendary gear bundle. So now we don't have a single legendary gear bundle in the contracts. This one also doesn't have a legendary gear bundle. But this one has greater gear bundle, blue, but only one. And so does the other one have only one. Alright. Well, we have to deal with it. Hopefully they increase the drop rates to a good amount. In fact, right now I don't need to do Fuzzier. Why am I doing Fuzzier? I've got Mapworks maps, which are more fun to do. It's much easier to do those Mapworks maps, and if the Fuzzier is not gonna reward me enough, the only reason why I would wanna do Fuzzier is to get Mapworks. So I will be doing Fuzzier to get Mapworks, which I will be doing for fun. And Mapworks you can do for Gearwork, because if they want people to get gear from drops, that's how you're gonna have to do it. And I understand that this was something that was about to happen. I was actually hoping for them to kind of rework the way legendary items are earned. But let's see how boosted the drop rates are. My gearwork right now is... I'm just gonna check my gearwork. My gearwork is... Right now I'm at 30? 30 plus 25. Okay, I'm at 30 plus 25. The 25 doesn't show up there. But I'm at 55 gearwork. And gearwork is super important. If you have around 70-80 gearwork, that's more than enough to give you a legendary every 3 maps or so, if you're doing gearwork maps. At least that's how it used to be. Let's see if it will be like that tonight. But yeah, it was kind of silly. You gotta admit it was kind of silly getting this many gear bundles from contracts. And it was pushing people into only doing certain maps. But now it's pushing people into doing no maps at all from the Fuzzier. At least me. I have not a single thing that's gonna motivate me to do Fuzzier's dungeon right now. Other than getting fame to get Mapworks, and that's it. Get fame, get Mapworks, and then run the Mapworks. That's my end game right now. So I hope people don't get really disappointed. I hope the drop rates are not that bad after they fix them. We'll see. After 2 or 3 hours, I would have enough sample data to tell you whether the drop rates are still shitty or not. At the moment, they seem good because I already got one legendary without playing on a gearwork map. Okay. And Cayenne is saying, you want more legendaries? We got you. No legendaries anymore. Well, this was something that was actually really needed. It was super overpowered, getting more than 3 legendaries per single map, and people were able to glitch it and abuse it by not finishing the map, by not killing the boss and just exiting and returning to the same map. So you could get for 10 minutes 3 legendaries, for 100 minutes you could get 30. And they fixed it in a fast way that would require the least amount of development. Whether this is the best way to deal with such an exploit, um, I guess it's probably questionable. But fixing it the other way would have required removing the infamous or uniques, or making a script that prevents infamous or uniques from spawning together, or removing both of them, because each one of them by its own was kind of strong. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about getting the same sword in a row. You can get it 10 times in a row, not 5. This is shitty. This has always been shitty. And I've always been complaining about getting Sneku Stick, Fire Starter, and Stormblade all the time. I mean, out of 100 drops, probably 60 or 70 will be either a Sneku Stick, or a Fire Starter, or a Stormblade. They clearly need to change the chances of getting a legendary to be equal for every single legendary. Right now, there is something that makes certain items drop more than others. Even at level 60, even though we have a few items that are level 60 only drops, and you can't get them if you're under level 60, or if you're opening a back under level 60. But even when you're level 60, certain items drop so much more than others that it's just silly. And I've been complaining about this for a long time. And I haven't heard anything about this. But even with that, I have always been able to gear up my heroes. With enough farming, I have always been able to gear up my heroes and get the items I want within a few days of farming. 2-3 days of farming normally were more than enough to gear up a build. Sometimes I would need 4 or 5 days, but that was just for some items that are a little bit harder to get. So we'll see. I mean, give me a few hours and then I can tell you how it feels. Right now it's too early. I've barely played an hour today to tell you how that feels. And Terry the Tank, yes, it is out now. It is out now. But they did buff the legendary drop rate. In the patch notes, they said they buffed it, which should mean that they fixed it from the bad drop rates we had before. Yesterday. Yesterday it was terrible. And the patch notes are from how many minutes ago? The patch notes were from... Wait. 8 EMEEST? What the hell would that mean? Okay, let me try. Let me check in the Discords to see when they posted about this. So this is from almost 12 hours ago. This is from almost 12 hours ago. So yeah, the patch was 12 hours ago, so since then the drop rates should be better. If they aren't, then there's something still wrong with them. They did admit yesterday that there is a bug and they're trying to fix it as fast as they can as a top priority. But if they couldn't fix it, it's understandable that it would require some more time maybe. Need to get regular defense here, I need to get fat damage here. What do you mean part of your spec? Define part of your spec. Using Go to change part of your spec, do you mean to respec your skills? You already have the respectacles. So respectacles are more than enough for respecking. Rudenko21 said that he had many legendaries drop today. So yeah. And Massacred82, sorry for the late reply, I just noticed your question. Massacred82 is saying, what relic would you recommend for Dusk Mage and Realm Master? Any, just not Cold Heart. Cold Heart right now is underpowered. Any relic can be done well. Massacre, just decide what you want. Do you want damage? Do you want random damage? Do you want survivability? Do you want summons? You need to decide what you want. Bane can give you survivability under the form of defense and summons. Blood can give you damage reduction and healing. Both of them can give you some damage, but not as much damage as a Flaming Destroyer or Electrode. Flaming Destroyer is good for direct damage. And Femme Fatale, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Struck Club to you. Nice having you here. So yeah, that's kind of... oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the Electrode. The Electrode is about random damage, procs. And you still have direct damage under the form of, what's its name, Chaotic Strikes, this skill. It can be very good for direct damage, and you can make a build centered around it as the centerpiece, and it's still a strong build. It's pretty nice. It is pretty nice. So yeah, keep that in mind. And Terry the Tank, welcome back to you, my dude. How are you? Are you playing the game? Again, tomorrow I will make a giveaway, folks. I couldn't make it today. If you want to, if you really want a giveaway, I can make a break in an hour or so and then start the giveaway on Gleam. But I would need at least like 5-10 minutes to create it. But yeah, it doesn't take long. I just totally ran out of time and it was getting too late, and I wanted to get my stream done before it's too late to keep talking. But yeah, I'm gonna be giving away 3 keys for Steam. 3 Steam keys for this game to people, regardless whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. I would give them away probably on Friday. I'm gonna give people enough time to sign up by Friday. So on Friday, around the end of my stream, I would give those away. I'm probably gonna make the giveaway and give you the link. Maybe I can do it after this map. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's group them up. There we go. Alright, it's getting a little bit hot here, so I'm gonna take off my hoodie just a moment. Alright, there we go. There we go. Femme Fatale is saying, don't want to waste hours with the wrong relic. Hello, so you are going through relics, just downloaded it, not sure what to start. I've done builds on every single relic with every single class. You just have to tell me what you want as a build, what type of a build you want, and I can suggest the right relic and the right class for you. So yeah, Femme Fatale, just feel free to tell me what you're trying to achieve, and then I can try and give you some advice regarding things to use. And Terry the Tank says, I'm getting the game, yes, downloading on Xbox. Nice. Enjoy your your first playthrough. The first playthrough is very important. You can't get a second first playthrough when you're experiencing the game for the first time. The story and the cinematics, although the cinematics did seem very quiet, very quiet. I had to quadruple my sound settings on my headset to be able to hear the cinematic volumes. So, and David Allen says strongest pet build. Oh, and the strongest pet build is train build on the Bane train. So you want Miasma level 10, you want Puppet Master, or even without Puppet Master, you want Flamethrower car, you want Shotgun car. So you would want Tier 1 the base car, Tier 3 Shotgun and Flamethrower car, and you would want Tier 2 Lantern Flash at least as a passive. Even if you don't use it as active, you're gonna want Tier 1 Blasting Charge. I can show you in a moment after this map maybe some screenshots. Although I don't have that build specifically made, but I can quickly tell you the core components of such a build. So Railmaster Train build. If you don't like Railmaster Train, then you can try Sharpshooter or Dusk Mage with the Bane. Just don't do Forged. Forged is not supposed to be for pet builds, but I've got a surprise for everyone about something that you might like. I just gotta figure out where I saved it. Where did I save this thing? This is something that's coming to the game, a new item. You would get active skill on your skill bar when you have this item called the Legion. It summons a battalion of ghostly skeleton fighters for 20 seconds. Femme Fatale, was that you? Oh no, it wasn't Femme Fatale. It was Martin Kovacic. And let's see what Femme Fatale said about the relics. This is the YouTube comment. YT is the YouTube comment. Okay. So David Down says, just got my bud letter melee forged build to 60 on ridiculous this morning. Grats. Melee forge can be very strong defensively, with especially if you're doing power projection and vortex bomb. You can survive a lot with this if you're stacking defense on your gear. And it doesn't matter if melee or range, looking for self-sufficient mass AoE pew farming build. Huh. Well, there's many ways this can be done. You can do it with the Dusk Mage. You can do it with Sharpshooter. You can do it with Realmaster. Dusk Mage and Sharpshooter can be a little bit squishier. And if you sacrifice damage for survivability, you can get the Blood Drinker on either of those. The Blood Drinker with Drain and Heart Seeker can give you a lot of healing, and with Living Barrier a lot of damage reduction. But if you want to go Glass Cannon, you can do Electrode or Flaming Destroyer on those. The Realmaster and the Forged can get a little bit more survivability from the class skills itself, and paired with the right items, you can survive a lot. You can survive a lot on those, because well, when you're playing melee, you get 50% damage reduction. If you get a certain skill to tier 2, you make that 50 to 70% damage reduction. The cap is 90%. there are certain skills or certain items that give you damage reduction, and that would put you to the cap at 90%. Such are the skittering shoulders, such is living barrier, such is tier 3 on hammer spin. So if you're just going for damage, I think Electrode and Flaming Destroyer are the way to go if you want to play a glass cannon. Block chance and evasion are very good, and if you get those to 40% and get enough defenses, even a glass cannon build can be fine with a shield and with enough defenses in the armor. And you don't need a bow on the sharpshooter. The weapon only affects your basic attack and procs based on the basic attack. You can play sharpshooter with a greatsword, with a sword, with a mace. You can play it with a rifle, with a pistol. There are certain things that require a bow, but they're basic attack dependent things. So, for example, every relic has a basic attack linked passive. So this one is mace or bow for sharpshooter. For Dusk Mage, for this skill you would see mace or digitus. For Rail Master you're gonna see mace or rail hammer. For Forged you only can use this skill with the mace, because the Forged doesn't have a class specific weapon. It has a class specific cannon, which is not a weapon. Cannon damage is not weapon damage. So cannon cannot proc this. So every relic has something. The Blood Drinker is sword or the class specific. The Flaming Destroyer is great sword or the class specific. The Bane is staff or the class specific. What did I miss? The Cold Heart is rifle, pistol or class specific. So you can see there's kind of some differences there to consider. This build on my website, there is a similar build called Electrified Sharpshooter. Check the Electrified Sharpshooter. And the only difference between this and the Electrified is I'm using Onslaught, the Electrified is using targeted strikes, and I'm missing key components. I'm missing some very, very important components, which would be the infectious shooter pistol. Very important component to have a proc monster built on this class. And another component would be the White Vault's Cave Breaker, but the White Vault's Cave Breaker got fixed, and it no longer can proc other procs. Procs cannot proc other procs. But maybe certain things like something triggering a skill instead of a proc could proc another proc. So maybe me triggering this Heartseeker when I use Onslaught. The Heartseeker itself, when it hits, can trigger procs maybe. I asked yesterday, I didn't hear the answer, maybe I missed it in the Mayhem Mondays. But yeah, you'd really want that infectious shooter. It's just a huge DPS boost for a sharpshooter. And the Electrified Sharpshooter is very strong. I love it. It's very good for DPS. Right now I'm experimenting. I'm not following the build one to one, so I'm gonna go for a summoner, Electrified Summoner, Stormcaller Summoner, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna figure out a name when the build is ready, and I'm gonna make the build video. And then after that, I'm gonna make with this same hero a basic attack build, and then maybe make another third build with Scatter Shot or with something else. We'll see. And eventually move on to a different hero. But yeah, I want to make a build with a lot of summons, with 10 skeletons and 9 goblins. So I want the Rifle of Leadership, the Bone Raiser and Bone Blocker. Those 3 items are the ones I'm hunting for right now. I also am hunting for the what's it called? The infectious shooter. I've already got the rifle of leadership, and I can try it when I have some spare skill points. I will respec and get Goblin Legion instead of Lightning Barrier. Until I get those 3 items, the Bone Razor, Bone Blocker, and the Infectious Shooter, this build will not be ready. I also need 3 Musketeer pieces of equipment. And this is gonna be difficult. Getting the Musketeer equipment will be almost impossible for me in a short time now, after they nerfed the drop rates. After they fixed the the OP gear bundles, because it's not nerfing drop rates, it's fixing the overpowered gear bundle drops. So let's see how many legendary items I'm gonna get today by running gearwork maps. I can do some Fazir gearwork maps as well. The good thing is I can do low level gearwork maps because I don't need those items to wear them. Other than the Bone Blocker and the other things I just need in the Legendarium. So the Bone Blocker is the only thing I need is level 60. The rest, even if I find them at level 1, are gonna be good to me. Do you prefer tight grouping or explosive arrow? I like explosive arrow more, but they're kind of even. In my opinion, they're very even. It depends on what you prefer. Safi is asking, what build would you recommend for a new player can decide between caster and the ranger? The ranger is better. The sharpshooter is better because the sharpshooter doesn't require items to be strong. The Dusk Mage without the celestial gauntlets could feel a little bit weaker compared to the sharpshooter. For sharpshooter, if you're new, use targeted strikes. Something that's very easy to use if you decide to go Electrode, chaotic strikes. You can level up with max level chaotic strikes easily. So if you're leveling up, I would say put 1 point into Walkaway Storm. Maybe eventually level it up higher, but start leveling chaotic strikes. Put points into Lightning Strike, max it out, and get level 6 Royal Shasta. Or lower level if you have extra skill points, but you need Shasta to be with the tier 2 bonus. Once you have this one, then you can maybe get Sacrifice to Goose with at least 1 point into the skill. You need 3 points into this skill as well, as soon as possible. The way I would do it is, at level 2 I get Walkaway Storm. At level 3 and 4 I don't spend my points. At level 5 I put 3 points here and I have 1 extra spare points to put into chaotic strikes. Then for the next few levels until level 10 I would put points into chaotic strikes. At level 10 I would put at least 1 point into revolt. Targeted strikes is something you can get eventually. You can stick to tight grouping, but eventually you want at least 1 level targeted strikes. If you get a Respectacle, just remove the tight grouping point, put it into targeted strikes. Then keep pumping chaotic strikes until you unlock this skill, or maybe even save points after level 10 so that at level 15 you can get this skill and max it out. Then start saving points for Shasta. Keep in mind at level 5, 10, 15, 20 and all the way to 50 every 5 levels you get 2 skill points instead of 1. So if you save 5 points from 15, which means 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you get 5, and at 20 you get another 6th point for Royal Shasta. So if you save all 5 levels from 16 to 20, this gives you total 6 points for Shasta. At 20 you get Shasta, and then you go back to leveling up chaotic strikes, and maybe get 1 point into Sacrifice to Goose. This is how I would do it. And eventually get Tingling Sensation if you don't have a weapon with chance to shock. Eventually you can put more points into revolt, into targeted strikes, and eventually level up Walkaway Storm, 1 point into 1000 volt burst as well at level 25, maybe more points into shocking display, things like that. This is kind of roughly how you might want to level up an electrified sharpshooter. Electrode is the more damage oriented. The poison version is more about damage from summons instead of damage from yourself and from procs. So yeah. Oh, this is nice. But not really, honestly. It's just a mixed bag of goods there. This, on the other hand, might be nice to consider switching to. So yeah, there's a lot of things, a lot of ways to gear up, to build. I said it yesterday multiple times, but I can think of at least 160 builds, considering the 20 archetypes. And by archetype I mean quas plus relic. 4 quasses, 5 relics. That's a total of 20 archetypes. If you can make around 8 or more builds per archetype, that's 160 total builds you can make roughly when you consider different skills, different passives, different actives. Let's try getting something better here. Nice. Okay, poison defense, not too bad, I guess. Gwaint is back. Yeah, Gwaint, green bundle. Green bundle contains blue or green gear, but you get 3 bundles. It's shitty, I know it's shitty, but it was silly. It was silly how many legendaries people could get by exploiting unique infamous maps without killing the boss and just repeating them. For like 5 minutes of speed running such a map, you could get 3.5 legendaries, which was obviously a little bit kind of not the way they wanted people to get legendaries. They want people to get legendaries as drops and to farm drops as drops, not as bundles. The legendary drop rate was supposedly boosted. People are saying they're getting a lot of legendaries. I got a legendary on my second map today. I've been streaming for hour and 18 minutes, so I haven't gotten a second legendary. But I've been constantly stopping to talk, so it's not like I'm focusing on farming right now. Do you prefer... Okay, let me check if I've missed some messages. Sorry if I've missed your message, I'm gonna go up and check. War187 says, I done a mapworks, got a legendary just now. This is after playing for 6 hours, no legendary. So, seems mapworks works and Fazir dungeon is bugged. Well, I got my legendary in the Fazir dungeon, by the way. And David Owen, for the Bane Train Summoner, give me a moment. Don't mind the screenshot you're about to see. The screenshot you're about to see is not the skill points, but I want to have the Bane and things like that in front of me. So I'm gonna open up a screenshot. So I'm opening a screenshot of my old build, of my Ancestral Bane Doctor. So ignore this here, that's not what you want. You don't want Ghost Rain, you don't want Flying Picks. Basically what you want is max level Miasma, either level 0 or level 5 Puppet Master. It's not that big of a boost, but it's nice. You want this one maxed out, you want this one maxed out to tier 3, you want this one at tier 2. You want this one at tier 2, you want this one at tier 1. You want this one at tier 3. This one is good to be maxed out, this one is good to be maybe level 3. This one is not bad, I would take it. I wouldn't put points here and I wouldn't put points here. So those two skills I wouldn't touch myself. So ignore this, ignore this. So no ghost train, no flying pix, but flying pix is not bad. If you like it, if you want, you can experiment with it. But you want shotgun car and you want flamethrower car at tier 2, and you want tier 3, I mean, shotgun and flamethrower tier 3, and you want tier 1 basic car. And you want miasma for the 100% minion damage, because trains count as minions, and you want this minion damage maybe. So those are the core important components. Max this one is max tier, this one is max tier, this one is middle tier, this one is middle tier, this one is first tier, and this one is max tier. Anything other than this is fillers. Did you see the UI earlier? Oh, wait. By the way, they're adding new item set. You can see it now. They're adding new item set that will be achievable, farmable only in the Fazier's dungeon. It's gonna work on every hero, every class, and this set only drops from the Fazier's dungeon. It's gonna get added soon. So okay, for the Realm Master Bane build, you want this one here, maxed out. So max tier. This one max tier. This one second tier. This one you want second tier as a passive or as an active. I would suggest use it as a passive if you don't have room. You want this one as tier 1, and this one as tier 3, and this one you want maxed out, and this one you want maxed out, but it's not necessary. So the important things are miasma max, this one max, this one max, this one middle, this one tier 1, this one max. The rest is fillers. This build is not the build I'm talking about, so ignore the rest of the skills. Hopefully this helps you. And Bean stream, I think it's gonna be on Friday. Isn't it? Isn't it gonna be on Friday? And again, the item you saw earlier, there's gonna be a new great sword that allows you an active skill. Another thing that's gonna be active skill is skittering shoulders. All shoulders, skittering shoulders, arc powered shoulders, and the woods beast shoulders. They're becoming skills that you can put on your skill bar. I've got kind of mixed feelings about this, because okay, you would be able to activate it when you want without having to activate your big relic power, but then you're gonna have to find another slot in your skill bar for this, and most of my builds don't have that slot in the skill bar. They have been cramped with skills as much as I can, so I've kind of got mixed feelings about that change. But it has been confirmed by Michael yesterday in the Mayhem Monday. But it's some good. It's definitely gonna be good because you can get this on demand. You want the damage reduction, boom, use it. You want the extra charged up, boom, use it. So a lot of good things about it, and only one bad thing about it. So I think overall it's I'm probably gonna acquire a taste for this. It's not something that I like right now, but you never know. It might be an acquired taste, and I might like it later. We'll see how that thing goes. So I probably missed some messages, but alright, let me quickly go on Gleam and make a giveaway. I promised I'm gonna make the giveaway today, because probably people want it now. So just give me a moment, and I'm gonna make the giveaway for everyone to join. It won't be difficult. I've already got accounts and everything. I've made giveaways before. I just need a login. Just make sure I'm not sharing my browser. Okay. So new competition. Torchlight 3 Steam codes giveaway. I can give away 3 codes. Okay. And I'm gonna make sure. Let's say it ends. What day is it now? It's Tuesday now. It's Tuesday the 13th. So let's end it on Friday the 16th. Friday the 16th at let's say 10:30. 10:30 my time. Um, 3 winners. Okay. How to enter. So regarding how to enter, I'm gonna make it simple. Twitch follow, not subscribe, just Twitch follow. Then I'm gonna add YouTube subscribe, which is again free. You don't have to do anything to do this. Where did it go? Okay, there's YouTube fake engagement policy, so you can't subscribe to my YouTube, but YouTube entry. Um, um, that should work. That should work for YouTube, because I want this giveaway to be for everyone. Not just for Twitch. And let's maybe add Discord entries. Actually, I can't add Discord entries. I'm just figuring out what else to add. Alright, let's just leave it at that. If I think of other ways to enter, we can do it, but for now, just that. I've only got a free account in Gleam, so I'm limited to what I can do. But there it is. The link is ready. I'm gonna share it with everyone. So if you wanna enter the giveaway. Oh, wait, wrong copy paste. My bad, wrong copy paste. So How do I share it? Share. Come on. How do I share this shit? Okay, promote, maybe this. No, that's not it. This is so confusing. Who designed this script? Okay, I'm gonna go to my homepage and then find the giveaway from there. There we go. Found the link. So this is it. You just need to follow me on Twitch, which is, again, you don't have to pay to do this, and you can just enter using YouTube. So that's where my community is, YouTube and Twitch. I haven't added anything else, such as Twitter follows, such as Facebook follows, etc. So yeah, the developers gave me 3 codes. Each code is worth $40 or €40. They gave me those codes to give away to you guys. So you can thank Extra Games as well. And I'm gonna pick the winners. On Friday. So enjoy it. You could, if you win, you could give the key to a friend, to a family member. If you don't need it, if you already have the game. So let's go and keep farming now. I'm gonna make a comment later. I'm gonna make a comment on my bots for giveaway for raffle. Might as well make it now. Let's see. Okay, I think I can do this. I'm just gonna make a comment to make sure people can use a comment to get the link instead of me posting it all the time. So let's just delete this comment because I have no room. And raffle, I'm gonna name it raffle. Okay. I made that comment. I'm making it on a timer so it gets posted automatically. Okay, so on Twitch you can use raffle. Exclamation raffle should work. I'm gonna quickly do it for YouTube, just a moment. And I'm almost done. Let's say every 30 minutes. And thank you very much for the follow at some salt. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Really appreciate it. So yeah, sorry for that, but I'm doing this so that people can get into the giveaway as soon as they want, as soon as they can. I hope it's working. I'm gonna quickly check them. I'm gonna check if it works, so just give me a moment to see if it works. So Twitch, did Twitch get the comment? Did it work? It worked. Okay, Twitch works. YouTube seems to not be getting the comment. So I'm gonna have to tweak something. Alright. Just one more change here. Custom create. And thank you very much, Andrew Torres, for subscribing to my YouTube channel and helping me grow it. Really, really appreciate it. Alright, now let's do this cooldown. Maybe 30 seconds. Actually, let's make a bigger cooldown. If someone has used it soon. Okay, now it works on YouTube as well, the comment. I'm gonna test it quickly. It doesn't. It doesn't. Come on. What did I do? I did something wrong. Actually, it should work. Well, I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe it's just, oh yeah, it's delayed. The bot is just slow, so it did work. Okay, back into the game. Let's keep farming. So good work, everyone. Good work, everyone, and may the RNG be with you. And Tsenesh, thank you very much as well for the follow on Twitch. So let's do another Mapworks map. I'm gonna be doing Mapworks maps until I run out of Mapworks maps. Once I run out of Mapworks map, I'm gonna go into the Fuzir dungeon and farm some fame to get more Mapworks maps. So that's gonna be the whoop today. Oh no, Kedrick, it's not the live stream, it was the comment. The comment, the exclamation raffle, didn't want to work the first time. The second time it worked with a little bit of a delay from the bot. I was just testing, I was just quality checking the changes I just made to my commands. But thank you for saying this. Thank you for caring enough to check whether the stream works. Appreciate the concern. So yeah, good work to everyone. On Friday, 10:30 p.m. my time, at the end of my stream, I will announce the 3 winners. I will draw the 3 winners, and contact you to PM you the keys. If you're not, what should I say? If you're not online at the time of drawing, I'm just gonna wait for you to contact me to reply. Keep in mind not sure how the software would allow me to contact you, but I will see. There should be a way to contact the winner and to send the winner a private message through Gleam or through Twitch or whatever. And thank you TJax007 for the follow as well. I'm gonna update my titles, by the way. I'm gonna update my titles. Just a moment. Okay, this title has been updated, and let's update the other title. There we go. So surprise raffle, surprise raffle. So let's see if we're gonna get lucky today for one of the items I need. Even after my stream is over, I'm probably gonna keep farming a little bit more. I'm gonna be a little bit busy with in the next days in the afternoon noon hours. I will be editing footage for videos for content for YouTube, guides and all sorts of other good stuff. Um, so my streams won't be as long as they were the previous few days, where I've been streaming for like 8 hours or 11 hours a day. So it will be short streams during the evening, but during the day I will be busy editing, making content for everyone, such as I need to update my beginner's guide and make a newbie guide, and I need to make some guides for other useful things, tips, hints, and things like that. All right, there we go. But yeah, the good news I said earlier is we're getting a new item set that will be for every class, and it will only drop in the Fazier's dungeon. And we're getting a new item that would allow us to summon skeletons. You probably saw the screenshot earlier. You're able to summon a battalion of skeletons, like is it 10 skeletons or something like that? And you would have to put this on a skill slot, and it looks cool. It looks cool for summoner builds. It would open up some summoner builds for the forged, because the forged didn't have enough summons other than the 10 skeletons and the 3 automatons and maybe a goblin hound. You couldn't get too many summons, and with this item you can make a summoner forged as well. Uh, I'm gonna show you this item again because people might have missed it. So this is the item I was talking about. You can see how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 skeletons. 9 skeletons, and this is the item itself. Call the Legion, an active skill. Summon a battalion of ghosty skeletons for 20 seconds. That's what it looks like. And Almes says, is this Electro build following the guide you previously made? There's one big difference, and the big difference is I'm using Onslaught and not targeted strikes, but my Electrified Sharpshooter is kind of what I used to make this build. This is gonna be a summoner build though. It will be different. Instead of a lightning barrier, I will use Goblin Legion, and I will use the Goblin Legion legendary item, and I will use the Bone Razor and Bone Walker. So with this build, I want to have 9 goblins and 10 skeletons, and I want each of those to be able to proc Lightning Strike. So this is gonna be Stormcaller Summoner. I think that's the name I might use. Stormcaller Summoner build, something like that. So it's coming as a build as soon as I get the items. But it's very close to the Electrified. It is very close to the Electrified. I just wanted to test it as a summoner to see what the Electrified Sharpshooter can be as a summoner build. I think it might become better than the Electrified. I'm still trying to get the Infectious Shooter, because Scout's Bones and the Infectious Shooter is just such huge DPS boost for any Electrode build that uses Lightning Strike. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes once I get the items I want for this build. And again, thanks to Echtra for providing me with those keys to give away. And thanks to them for for providing me with the key to play the game in the first place back in June. But yeah, this game's been amazing. Ever since I started playing the alpha version, in May 2019, I knew this is the game that I'm gonna spend a lot of time playing, even though back then it was bare bones. In May 2019, it only had 2 classes, it only had 2 acts, and it was completely different as a design. It was supposed to be a open zone MMO with vertical instead of horizontal progression. They scrapped this and decided to go the classic route of making a premium game that's not free to play, that you have to buy, but we have expansion content that's paid and free, and that has a standard Act 1, 2, 3, etc. system. I think it's a good change. I think it's one of the best things they could do to Torchlight Frontiers, to make it Torchlight 3 and to decide to go for the premium model. Because one way or another, if it remained free to play, there would have been some sort of annoying cash shop items. Be it stash tabs, be it character slots, be it other things, people would not like it. People would feel like they're selling gameplay. Selling stash tab and character slots, some people don't mind it, others think it's selling gameplay. I can agree with either, I guess, one way or another. I personally don't like the idea of people selling me storage and hero slots, but some people love it and would spend all their money on every single new type of storage tab in certain games to give them that one advantage, other people over other people, to make money easier. So I'm happy that this is not gonna be a free-to-play game and gaming as a service, but rather a premium model. One of the best things. In a way, I really wanted to see what can be done with the Frontiers system, but it wasn't going anywhere. It was kind of I don't know. They kind of probably ran out of ideas of how the Frontier system can become better. Um, there were the beginnings of an interesting system with with the vertical progression during Torchlight Frontiers, but in the end, the bad outweighed the good, I think, and good riddance, I guess, for that system, for the Frontier system. I think many people would agree when I say that. If you've played Torchlight Frontiers, you're probably gonna agree that it didn't feel as good as this game does. Alright, let's do another map. No break, just the next map. So let me see if I've missed some messages. ARPGs are live. Is Torchlight 3 any good? Well, for me it's very good. For you it may be okay, it may be mediocre, it may be bad. If you tell me what you're looking for in games, I can tell you whether this game can deliver. The biggest pulling point in this game is the art style, which for some is a downside. So for some this art style is a pro, for others it's a con. It's distinctively Torchlight art style. In fact, I like this art style more than Torchlight 2 and 1 nowadays. I kind of acquired the taste for this. And another big pulling point is the build variety. You can probably make more than 160 builds right now in the game. Even though some builds would feel same and similar, they would still in their core be different. For example, right now I'm trying to make a summoner build of another build that I have for this hero with this relic. And in its core, when I start playing it, when I'm ready with that build, it would really look like a build where the summons are helping you do the damage by triggering procs instead of you triggering the procs yourself only. It might become super strong and probably better than my other build, the Electrode Sharpshooter. There's a lot of good things in the game. Again, I'm not gonna hide it and say that there aren't things I don't like, but the things I don't like, many others do like. The end game I really don't like right now. I don't feel a single thing motivating me to do endgame, especially after today's patch where they reworked the contract rewards. Before I felt like, okay, I can at least farm contracts for fame, and get gear bundles for legendary gear to get my builds complete. But now even this is gone. In fact, not only this, but even blue items are much harder to get from contracts. So now the only reason why I would do the end game, the Fazier's Dungeon, would be to get map works, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing map works, those scrolls, and then I would run the map works. That would be my whoop. Do Fazier for fame, get the fame and get mapworks for the Fazier. Actually, it's not even the fame I need, it's just the mapworks rewards, and then use the mapworks to farm better things. Good armor, very good armor. Actually, you know what? I'm saving this. Bonus damage to basic attacks. I'm making a basic attack build next. After the summoner build, I'm gonna make a build with shocking force and basic attacks with a bow. A bow basic attack electrode proc monster build. Probably with conjure electrode instead of lightning barrier. Oh no, actually it's gonna have to use basic attack instead of lightning barrier without conjure electrode. Or maybe I can use conjure electrode instead of revolt, but that's gonna mean using explosive arrow on the basic attack build. How am I doing with the respectacles? 21. I don't think I've got enough respectacles for both builds. I could try the basic attack build right now even, although I'm gonna wait to get my musketeer set. Without the musketeer set, I'm losing a lot of skill points. On this specific build. With the musketeer set, 3 items from it, I can save probably 10 skill points. Let's count it. I can save 2 points here, I can save 2 points here unless I want another charge, so that's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I can save 12 skill points, and those 12 skill points can go into things here like energy recharge rate, or here more energy recharge rate. Let's say I put 5 points here and I put the other 7 points here. That's exactly 12 points. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. If I were to do this build without the changes, but I need 8 points into Goblin Legion. So 8 points will go into Goblin Legion after I'm done. I will remove this 1 point here, and that would leave me with 4 points. And with those 4 points, I'm probably going to get Energizer. Most likely Energizer with 4 points. I could increase 1000 volt burst. It's not gonna be that bad if I don't get Energizer, but I really like having Energizer in the builds to get that energy going and flowing. But yeah, my advice is don't trust the reviews on Steam if they are from June. If a review is from June, it means it's from a very, very old version of the game, and the game has changed so much since June, since the start of early access. You can trust reviews posted after today. Although I still wouldn't trust reviews because many people are trolls, fanboys. Some people would get the game and play less than 2 hours and refund it and just review it that way. Did you get some to give away? Yes, Gary, they gave me 3 keys to give away. Thank you, Extra Games, again for this. Those keys were given to me after making a video for a contest. On the team. how to torchlight in under 60 seconds. I can show you the video, but I can't show you the sound because some of the sound is copyrighted or has some problems with copyright, so I don't want to get this stream fucked. But if you want to see the video, let me know, I can show you in that video. And there was a contest where up to 5 people could win those keys. I'm not sure if my video actually got approved. Maybe they gave me the keys without my video getting approved because they liked it. I'm gonna wait and see what's gonna happen with this Steel Series blog post. There was supposed to be a Steel Series blog post, and they were supposed to show some of those videos they like in that blog post. I can show you a link if you want. You can watch the video yourself. It's on my YouTube channel, so I can probably just share the link to anyone who wants to watch it. It's unlisted, which means you won't be able to find it unless I give you the link. But yeah, I'm just gonna share the link with you, so you can watch it with sound. How would I spend my skill points in the early levels for Electric Sharpshooter? I said it a few times, but I'm gonna say it again. Max out Chaotic Strikes. Get level 1 Walkaway Storm and get max level Chaotic Strikes. I can even give you the skill points until like level 20 something, how to spend them. Just give me a moment. Just a moment. Let's kill that witch bitch. And let's go here. Am I safe here? I think I'm safe here. So, at level 2, first things first, at level 2, 1 point Walkaway Storm. At level 3 and 4, don't touch your skill points. At level 5, 3 points in Ghost Visage and 1 point into Chaotic Strikes or Targeted Strikes. Eventually you want to move the point from tight grouping with a Respectacle into Targeted Strikes. For now, keep Targeted Strikes 1 point, start spending points into Chaotic Strikes. And at level 10, you would want 1 point into Revolt. And maybe 1 point into Sacrifice to Goose. Then start saving points after level 10. Save points for Lightning Strike. Keep in mind, if level 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, that's 6 points, because 15 gives you 2 points. So does 10 and so does 5. You want Lightning Strike maxed out, so you might want to save points for Lightning Strike. Once you max out Lightning Strike, start saving those next 6 points for Shasta. That means between 15 and 20 you're not touching your skill points. At 20 you're putting 06 into Oil Shasta. After 20, at 21 maybe 1 point 1000 volt burst. And after that keep pushing Chaotic Strikes. Maybe 1 point into Lightning Barrier. After you've pushed Chaotic Strikes to the max, you can start maybe leveling up Targeted Strikes and Revolt. And eventually you can start getting Tingling Sensation if you need chance to shock and shocking display. Maybe level up Walkaway Storm eventually. And once you're ready to switch, it could be after you get all the items you want, you can switch to Walkaway Storm only without Chaotic Strikes and just get Scout's Bones then. Once you have the Infectious Shooter, you can get Scout's Bones, or you can just get it as a 1-pointer. But max level Scout's Bones is not bad. It's definitely a good one, especially Discreet Chance in tier 2. But that's kind of the important first few points. I hope it's clear. I hope it helps you level up the build. I'm gonna make a text of all of this. In fact, I think one person once asked me, and I might have written it as a comment on my website, but I'm gonna write it down after my stream today and put it at the website, so people know how I would suggest leveling. And this is not just for this build. Any Electrode Sharpshooter build, I would suggest to level up this way, and then eventually switch to whatever skills you wanna use at level 60 or whatever when you're ready. The same thing about chaotic strikes and all the other skills is viable for any class. If you ignore the sharpshooter part of things, the same rules apply to leveling any other Electrode build. I've leveled up Realm Masters, I've leveled up Forged, I've leveled up Mages with Electrode, and in all cases I was using Chaotic Strikes. This is the only build I wanted to not level up with Chaotic Strikes to see how good Onslaught is to level up, and it was bad, believe me. With Onslaught, I found myself running out of potions. Pardon me. I found myself running out of potions a lot. And let me actually grab you that link now, Gary, so you can see it. That video I got submitted. Just a moment. Uploads. Get shareable link. Alright, so this is the link to that video I was talking about. And wasting time is playing it today. Nice. Very nice. So let me see if I've missed any messages. How do you use the spectacles? I have one. I need to take the train off. But Ruyao, basically, the way you use spectacles is you go to your consumables and you use it like this. Right clicking. Then you go to your skill station in the fort. You have 4 skill stations you can make. Each skill station is for specific class. So make that skill station, build it in the fort, place it, and then close the interface and go and talk to that skill station with your hero. This would give you a red star. Next to the skill at the top right corner there will be a red star. Each time you click this red star it will consume a spectacle that you have already activated, that has already gone towards your total number of spectacles. I'm gonna explain what that means. So every time you consume a spectacle from your consumables inventory, it adds a spectacle here. So you would see this symbol here when you talk to the skill station, and that would allow you to just click it and remove one level at a time, one level per spectacle from a skill. So hope this is useful information to anyone watching this. By the way, to anyone who's wondering what I look like, I uploaded a new video today on my YouTube channel about what's its name, YouTube channel memberships. And in that video I used my camera, although grayscale because I can't stand the color of the walls in my room. They're pink or between pink and magenta. Fuchsia? Was fuchsia the right way to call this color? I don't know. So I just decided to use it in grayscale. Because if I don't like watching, if I don't like the look of this wall, you might not like it either. But you can see me and my pet there in that video, even though it's 720p, because currently I can't use 1080p on my camera because I'm using a PCI Express extension card, and this doesn't have the bandwidth my camera needs. I'm gonna get a new PC case as soon as I get my money from Google. I just need to open up a new bank account with TransferWise. That's where I'm gonna open my bank account, and I need to give that info to Google. So soon I'm gonna get a new PC case that has USB Type-C, because my PC case is old and it doesn't have USB Type-C. And when I got my motherboard, I wanted to get a motherboard that's good enough with the least amount of expandability, but a good price and just the main essentials. So my motherboard back panel also doesn't have Type-C, but I do have Type-C for my front panel, which I'm gonna connect to my new case. So soon, when everything's ready, when I have my green screen, when I have lights, and I need to get photo light bulbs with the right temperature, which could be a little bit expensive. I think they're 15 euro or 20 euro per light bulb. And I'm gonna need one light bulb at the top of my room and two more for the lamps I'm gonna buy. Thankfully, IKEA has very good lamps for 10 euro. Actually, less than 10 euro, 8 euro. You can buy a very good light, very good lamp that can be used for budget streaming. And I'm probably gonna get two of those because it's 17 level, which is like 8 euro per one. And I can just put a good photo light bulb inside, and hopefully I can get a good streaming results. But my camera works well. Even at 720p, when it was still light in my room, it was kind of okay. It's the Logitech Streamcam. That's the one I got myself. The one that does 1080p, 60 frames per second. But I know some of you have been wondering what the hell does truck look like. So I gave you a chance to maybe see if you are interested in seeing that with that new video today. I'm not gonna use my camera for builds though. I just as a content creator and as a viewer of other content, I don't think build videos and guides need a face. Streams on the other hand are nice because with streams you can see the streamer's reaction to dying, to getting wrecked, and to getting killed by overpowered hazards on the ground and things like that. So for streams I do agree cameras are nice to have, but don't expect to see me use the camera when making build videos and stuff like that, because I'm already struggling to figure out where to place my picture-in-picture gameplay footage and where to place other things without covering essential parts of the things I'm talking about. But everything's all thanks to you folks, all thanks to you. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to upgrade my setup, to upgrade my system. Without all of you watching me stream and watching my content on YouTube. So thank you, Struckquap. So what's this here? This one, I'm wondering if it's gonna be stronger than my current one. I think it will. Oh no, it won't. It won't be because, well, no socket. This will be my spare. For sure, for sure. I meant this. I think that's how it's written. I'm not sure if that's how. Yeah, that's the color. So fuchsia, that's how you pronounce it. Okay, good to know. Thanks for that. But yeah, this room, it wasn't my room. Another person used to live here and it was a female. My room was different. But then we switched the rooms around in the house. And yeah. I just haven't gotten down to getting paint and repainting it. It's not much. Within 2 days I can repaint this by myself. It's not hard. I've done this many times. I just need the paint. And Vawatia is asking something, but thank you also Hari Kohar for the follow on Twitch. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on my chat. Maybe the bot is slow. But Vawatia, let's answer your question now that I'm in the town. Vawatia says I just started this game following your Electrode Sharpshooter, what skill point order would you recommend for early midway leveling? Okay, I just explained this, I'm gonna have to say it again. And Smallfoot81, thank you very much as well for the follow. Do you have a link for this build? For this build, check Electrode Sharpshooter. Just a moment. Go to my website on builds. So yeah, go to my website and look for Electrode Sharpshooter. This is not Electrode Sharpshooter. It's a new build I'm making. It's gonna be the Stormcaller Summoner. Unless someone takes my name. You have time, you have a few days to steal this name from me and make a different build with it. But yeah, I'm gonna call it Stormcaller Summoner, most likely, unless I figure out a better name. And this build will be Electrode Sharpshooter with a twist where I'm gonna use Goblin Legion, and I'm going to use this item. I'm gonna use this Rifle of Leadership, and I'm going to use another few items. I'm going to use Bone Blocker together with Bone Razor to get 10 skeletons. The Rifle of Leadership would give me a total of 9 goblins for the skill, for the Goblin Legion, and I'm still going to use the Infectious Shooter. So here I would have Infectious Shooter, Bone Razor and Rifle of Leadership, and I would be wearing a Bone Blocker. So that's gonna be the ideal way of doing this. Of course, I need to get the items, but when it's ready, the build will come as a video, so you can expect it eventually on my channel. It's not gonna be right away. Again, things just need to drop. Until things drop, I can't make the build. So hopefully we get some drops today. Let's keep this here. Let's keep this here. Wait. Those are kind of the same thing. Okay, let's get rid of this. I'm gonna keep this for the basic attack build. And by the way, when I'm done with this summoner build, I'm gonna do a basic attack build with the Electrode. Before, I used to try and hurry to make one build with every archetype, with every class and subclass. Since I'm already done with that, I'm going to be exploring in depth every class subclass combo to make multiple builds for single playthrough. So this guy I'm leveling up, getting to 60 farming items, and then I'm gonna do 2-3 builds and make those builds before moving to the next class subclass. So I'm gonna do the summoner, I'm gonna do the basic attack build because people have been asking me, and I really want to do a shocking force build with the bow and with explosive arrow and with tier 2 scatter shot. Eventually later on I'm probably going to experiment with the scatter shot active build with maybe Heartseeker. We'll see. I mean, there's ways to do it. I want to check Curse of PP as well for survivability. As long as there's respectacles and drops, I can test builds. Okay, now let me go and check the chat messages because I'm sure I've missed a few while talking. Someone asked about how to level the build. So how to level the build, I'm gonna say it again. I said it a lot of times today, but I guess that's the thing. So first, at level 2 you get Walk-a-Wise Storm. At level 3 and 4 you don't touch your skill points. At level 5 you put 3 points into Ghost Visage, and you're gonna have 1 extra point to either put into chaotic strikes or targeted strikes. Eventually you want to respect tight groupings 1 point and put it elsewhere. Keep targeted strikes level 1 for now and start putting your skill points into chaotic strikes. But keep in mind, at level 10 you might want to put 1 point into sacrifice to Goose. And at level 10 you would stop putting points into chaotic strikes, or at level 11 you might want to stop, and you want to save 5 points for lightning strike. So at level 15 you can get this maxed out. At level 15 you stop using points and the next 6 points, which would be 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 2 points at 20, those 6 points go into Void of Shasta once you reach level 20. Next, you go back to leveling up Chaotic Strikes to max it out. And once you're done with this, you can maybe start putting points into Targeted Strikes, into Revolt for Tier 2, and maybe you can put 1 point Lightning Barrier, you can put points into Tingling Sensation. Make sure to get at level 21 1000 Volt Burst 1 point, and the rest is fewers. The rest is just fewers. This is how I would level up any build on the Sharpshooter with this relic. It doesn't have to be Electric Sharpshooter, the Electrified, but I didn't do it this time for this build just because I wanted to check how good Onslaught can be when leveling up. It's a good quas sub-quas combo. It is definitely a good quas sub-quas combo, and you can have a lot of fun with it. So let's see if I've missed more messages. I've missed... oh shit, my pet is puking hairballs. I might need a moment, but let me quickly answer Patrick. How do you feel about the legendary change? Contracts or drop rate? The contracts change I'm not a big fan of, but I understand why it was needed. It's not the intended way of getting items from the developers. They didn't intend us to get items in this way. Just a moment, folks. I'm gonna need to be right back because my pet just puked some hairballs, and I need to clean the floor. Because yeah, it's not nice, but it's natural. It's how they do it when they're shedding. They get a lot of hair. So yeah. Um, I'm gonna continue in a moment what I was talking about. If you're on Twitch, I can run some ads for you. If you're on YouTube, you're gonna have to watch this screen. So just give me 2 minutes to clean this and I'm gonna come back. Alright, struck up, I'm back. I cleaned the cat puke. Poor guy, poor little fella. He's shedding his hair now because the weather's getting colder. So when he's cleaning himself, he gets full of hair. So I'm back. Let's start farming and hopefully get some good stuff. But yeah, as to what I was talking about, the changes with the legendaries, um, it was always coming. It was something I'm surprised it took them this long to to change how people farm items. The best way to farm items used to be running infamous unique maps, and people could exploit it. People could go into an infamous unique map and leave without killing the boss, and then they could enter the same map because the map wouldn't be complete and it wouldn't reset, and they could just go in endlessly, kill some enemies, exit, kill some enemies, exit, and that's gonna give them so much legendaries per hour that it's just silly. It's silly in a game to not get items as drops from monsters, but to get items indirectly. And I'm pretty sure they didn't intend for us to get items this way. As for how the drop rates are right now, I haven't farmed a lot today. I've been doing a lot of stopping to explain things, so I'm not focusing on farming right now, but I've already gotten one legendary today, and I've been streaming for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. But it's not about how many hours I've been streaming for, it's about how many maps I've done. And I think I haven't done more than 7 maps or 8 maps at best. And I got the legendary on my second map. And it was a Fazir map actually. Basically what the developers want us is to get every 2.5 hours one legendary. They have said it on a stream. A couple of months ago, the project lead Tyler Thompson, he said that their intended goal for legendaries is 2.5 hours per legendary. Something like this. If you get 2.5 hours and then legendary, and if you spend 5 hours and you get 2, then that's fine. If you do 7.5 hours and you get 3 legendaries, that's within what they want us to obtain. I'm not saying I like it. I would prefer 1 hour per legendary. This seems like kind of my kind of thing. But again, are you using gear work? How much is your gear work? Keep in mind, gear work goes all the way to 100. Gear work really does help get legendaries. More drops equals more dice rolls. More dice rolls means more chances to get an item to be legendary instead of white or blue or green. So the more times the dice rolls, the better the chance of these dice rolling in such a way that the item will be legendary. So gearwork may not give you quality, but it does give you quantity, and quantity translates into quality indirectly. So if you're farming, don't ignore gearwork. Because the way people were getting legendaries Mink Wooding from Fame, gearwork had nothing to do with this. It was useless. So I understand why they did this change, and I'm surprised they didn't do it before the early access, early launch. I mean, before the October 6th, where they opened 1.0 to early access players. I think this should have been done months ago. I think this should have been done few weeks after the Fazir's dungeon was added into the game. Because we were doing this to get items for a long time. If you've watched me stream a month ago or month and a half ago, you've probably seen me trying to get that infamous uniques map and mentioning multiple times how it's my way of getting gear. It's my only one reason to do the Fazir's dungeon. Or it used to. Now I don't have a reason to do the Fazir's dungeon other than there's no other way to get Mapworks maps. So my only reason to do the Fazir's dungeon right now is this thing. Just a moment. It's this thing here. This supply run map is my only reason to want to do endgame, because this is the thing I like farming. I like farming mapworks. Mapworks is nice, it's easy, it's not complicated, and it's more fun than the Fazier. So now the only reason why I would do Fazier is to get fame, to get supply run maps, so I can do mapworks. And the supply run maps give you gearwork, so it's even better if you have to farm. If you have to farm items from maps, you can either go 50% gearwork Fazier maps, or you can do this. If you don't want to do the Fazier 50% gearwork maps, the gearworky maps, you can just farm mapwork scrolls and do those. Again, I'm not a fan of some things, but of a lot of other things I'm a fan. And the contracts changes were kind of reasonable. And Domino 219, that's a very good question and a perfect example of another thing I don't like about the game. The game is forcing you to do the story every time you level up a new hero. Even if it's the same hero, even if I'm doing another Electrode Sharpshooter or another Sharpshooter with another relic, I have to do it again. So I think the way they need to do it is you have to do the story 4 times, once for each hero. This is how I would prefer for it to be. I do the story once on Dusk Mage, I do it once on Forged, I do it once on Railmaster, once on Sharpshooter, and then every next hero from those should be able to reach the end game without needing to do the story. This is how I would want it to be, but knowing the developers, they probably are never gonna do it that way. And thank you very much for this. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, you followed me on Twitch. Thank you very much, Domino, for the Twitch follow. Really appreciate it. So yeah, that's another perfect example. Right when I was talking about things I don't like, is this thing. If you know the times, and thank you very much for the Prime sub as well. Really appreciate the Prime sub, Domino. And yeah, I was about to say that the amount of times I've done this, the amount of times I've leveled up heroes and done the story is just so high. You probably are wondering how I've managed to do so many playthroughs. I do admit that some of the playthroughs have been on the test server, and on the test server there was something called cheater, endgame cheater NPC. And with the endgame cheater NPC, you finish the first fight with Yapper, you go to Travel Point, you talk to the NPC, and from level 2 you're instantly level 46 with the endgame unlocked without needing to do the story. But this was only for the test server. So whenever they open the test server again, I will go back and play on it. I mean, if they kept the test server permanently open, I wouldn't touch the live server. This is how I would do it, because I just don't have the time and patience to level up again every time I want a new hero. And this is why I'm trusting the modders to make a mod where you can get instant level 60 and where you could get every single legendary item from the NPC for sandbox build testing purposes. I don't wanna spend much time playing there. I just wanna be able to test builds. I wanna be able to get max level quickly, to get the items I want quickly, to test the build, to upload the videos for those builds and the guides, and to then test something different. And to play on the live server just the builds I want. By the way, this is kind of bugged. I don't think I can get this map completed. We're missing one quest item and it didn't drop. And that might be a bug. I think I've cleared every single enemy in this map. There's one place where maybe I haven't been. I've been here. I've been here. I think I've been here too. So where could it be? I hope someone from the modding community would pick up this game and make some sort of mods, some sandbox mods or whatever you want to call them. If you can't complete such a map, oh, I forgot to do it myself. If you can't complete such a map, you can report it. You can use Ctrl+D. When you use Ctrl+D, you can go and paste this in a notepad, or you can paste it straight into the debug info. I'm going to quickly show you basically what it does. So you can go to this place. You're gonna see it in your screen in a moment. So this is Note. This is the feedback center. You would click Submit Feedback, and then with Control and D, you get the debug info. And you can paste it here, and this gives you some good information. This also gives that information to the developers. And you can just report it by saying something like whatever you want to write in the description, just something like map seat. Map seat that cannot be completed, or not enough quest items or not enough quest enemies on a certain map seat, and then put it under environment or Fazir's dungeon if it's the Fazir's dungeon. And yeah, just put it as the live server if you're playing on the live server, and type the build number. The build number you can see over here. Try to report those. They do fix them. They have fixed a lot of those already after players reporting them. I just forgot. I forgot to copy paste this. Normally, when I'm playing, I would either report it right away, or I would paste it in a notepad and then report a bunch of them at once. It's annoying. I know it's annoying because you have to redo something and you don't feel like redoing it, and at least I only lost. At least it's not the Fazir's dungeon. It's much worse when this happens in the Fazir's dungeon. In Mapworks, I can just exit the portal and start a new one. In the Fazir's dungeon, you have to go to character selection. And Don Peace says, hi, I wanted to play Torchlight 3 now with the launch, but I kinda wanted to ask here what your favorite build is at the moment. I gotta admit my favorite build is the Electrified Sharpshooter. And I'm trying to make the Electrified Sharpshooter a summoner build now. So I'm playing this, but I'm playing a modified version of this build. I'm trying to make a completely new build based on my old build for the Electrode Sharpshooter. I really like it though. Electrode and Sharpshooter, I like it as a synergy, as a combination, and there's many ways you can build such a combo. And all of the ways seem fun to me with this relic. Lightning Strike is probably one of my favorite procs in the game. It's great. Alright, let's see here. But you can see Lightning Strike does decent damage, and B-Core I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Thank you very much as well for the follow on Twitch. Welcome to you to the Struck Club. Enjoy your stay. And Patrick says, replaying the story is what ruined it for me. I love theory crafting and testing builds. This game punishes you for that. Exactly my thoughts. Theory crafting and testing builds is what I like doing. I don't like pushing the end game. I don't care if I can do max level of the end game or not. I just want to find fun builds with nice looking synergies visually, and something that just feels fun to play. Even if it can't do the highest level of the Fazir's dungeon, as long as I can enjoy it, that's good for me. And that has been what I do. I stream myself testing new builds and experimenting. And having to do the story all over again on every new hero, it really kills that enjoyment for me. It feels like mentally punishing the players um, if they want to replay the game. If they want to replay the game for endgame only. I hope they reconsider this. Let's get a node going and let's upvote this so that they can see that there's a lot of us who want to be able to skip the story on outs. And Thunder Sphinx says, how is Onslaught feeling compared to targeted strikes? I'm in the chasm and about to switch skills but not sure which to take. Take targeted strikes. Onslaught for leveling up is a very bad choice. For a few reasons, one of them being the range. Think of it that way. When you're using Onslaught, you're gonna get hit more often. Why? Because let's say I want to cast Onslaught in this rock here. Okay, let's use the chest. The chest is easier. So let's say I want to cast Onslaught on my chest. And I'm standing here, I'm gonna hold shift. See, I'm holding shift and I can't cast it on the chest. Which means if I want to cast it on the chest, it's gonna go and run towards the chest. That puts me in a very short range. It puts me a second away from being hit in melee range. And if you click it on an enemy who is moving towards you already, you might end up getting hit before you even start hitting, before you even do onslaught. I think they need to increase the range to at least double of what it is. You being closer to the enemies means you're gonna get hit more often. Later, when you're leveled up and when you have some items and when you have respectacles, you can move on to onslaught. It feels good. It doesn't feel as good as targeted strikes, but it feels good enough to not hate it anymore. So just don't level up with onslaught. Level up with chaotic strikes if you're doing electrode and level up with explosive arrow or targeted strikes. Explosive arrow and targeted strikes are just very nice for leveling. Even tight grouping is not bad, but I think targeted strikes and explosive arrow feel better to me. I don't think tight grouping is weaker or stronger than explosive arrow. Maybe equal, maybe a little bit weaker after they nerfed it. I thought it needed a buff, not a nerf. Then they went ahead and nerfed it for unknown reason. Not sure who told them that it feels overpowered. I felt like it needed like 10-15% increase. They nerfed it by 20%. I think explosive arrow is just the right amount of strength, especially after they changed the travel time to always be 0.5 seconds. They said that they changed travel time of the projectile to be always 0.5 seconds, regardless how far you shoot explosive arrow. Before it used to vary depending on how far you shoot the arrow, and it wasn't great. I'm not sure if it's really 0.5 seconds, it seems like 1 second delay, but the delay is always the same. We've confirmed it with other people who watched me test explosive arrow. So explosive arrow lets you get used to the skill and predict where the enemy will be and try to shoot it where you think the enemy will be in a second time or in half a second time. So I think explosive arrow is fine the way it is, but tight grouping really didn't call for a nerf. It didn't need a nerf and it got it, and it might be a little bit weaker than targeted strikes and explosive arrow as a skill to choose. Explosive arrow is a very good synergy for fire builds. You want to keep that in mind. So if you're doing Flaming Destroyer, Firestorm, Magma Burst kind of build, you might want to consider Explosive Arrow. I've got that Combustive Sharpshooter build for those who want to test it. And what other messages did I miss? Bertolt Sore Says, hello, first, thanks for the lives, bro. I did find you a week ago because of the game. I very appreciate your tips and comments about the game. Mechanics, keep it up. Also like to see Diablo 3 videos. Diablo 3 videos, believe me, you're not gonna see Diablo 4 videos. You will see when it's ready. Diablo 3 is something I will not go back to playing. The last season I played was the season of Royal Grandeur, and it's for me. If you like the game, you might not like what you hear, but I'm gonna be honest here. Diablo 3 for me is no live competition for people who are either botting or sharing their accounts with others to play it for them. The itemization in Diablo 3 feels very boring because you need the full set of what is it, 6, 7 items or whatever items to get those huge boosts for the skills, and I don't like it. Yeah, you do have LON builds where you're not using set items and you're using only uniques or whatever it was called. In general, there are many things I like about Diablo 3, but the things I dislike outweigh the things I like. I can say the exact same thing for Path of Exile. There's many things I like, but the things I dislike outweigh the positives. Um, okay games, just not my kinds of games. Not the games for me. Believe me, Diablo 4 will be something I'm gonna get, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna make content for. Even if it's a bad game, I'm gonna make content for Diablo 4 until I get bored of it. But um, hopefully it ends up being good. We all want Diablo 4 to be good, but with Activision being involved, you never know. You never know. I can't wait for Grim Dawn 2, but Grim Dawn 2 probably is 5, 6 years away. And it's probably gonna be 4 years before we even see a playable demo or a beta or whatever of Grim Dawn 2. But it's on my radar. Torchlight 3 will keep me busy for a while. Hopefully some other games that I wanna play come out. Can't wait for next month with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm probably not gonna have a new video card by then. If I do get enough money for a video card, that's probably gonna be around Christmas. Um, at least that's with my estimation, based on my YouTube channel and Twitch. And I'm gonna get 3070 Nvidia. But the good thing about Cyberpunk 2077 is it's very optimized. The recommended specs is my current video card, which is a 4.5 years old video card. In fact, I got my computer in 2016 in January or February, so it's almost 5 years old already. And this is the recommended settings, my video card, which means I'm probably gonna play it on low medium kind of mix in 1080p and be able to stream it without a problem, without upgrading my video card. But yeah, uh, Cyberpunk, if you want to watch me play it, you will be able to. I've got some money on my PayPal saved for Cyberpunk 2077 for next month's launch. And when it comes out, I'm gonna buy it. I might as well pre-order it. But I like to keep money in my PayPal account because my website hosting takes money from there every month. Okay, let's see. What was I gonna check? The next comment. Yeah, I know the critics about Diablo 3, but it's good for me and my girlfriend for couch co-op. It was my opener game to RPG and not regret it. Yeah, I mean, if you have someone to play Diablo 3 and you enjoy it, and if you're not trying to be meta or push, Diablo 3 can be fun. For casual people, if you have someone to play it with, if you don't get bored from it the way I do, you would have fun. In fact, I played Diablo 3, not 2, Diablo 3 with a friend of mine, a buddy from my neighborhood that we grew up together with. But even then, I kind of got bored. Even though we tested multiple build combos, we tested me playing Bounty Hunter, me playing Monk, him playing Barbarian on one build or another build. I haven't tested playing a mage. We tested a lot of things, but uh, I don't know. Um, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I felt I will. It felt like a no life competition pushing for paragons. There's a few things they can do to improve the game. First, step one, the most important, put a limit to paragons. It could be 1200, it could be 1500, it could be 2000. Just put a limit to paragons, put a limit to rifts, and let people compete for time instead of rift levels. And to see who can push the highest rift level for the best time at the max level paragon. Then you're gonna see probably, and they have to change the itemization system. Right now, if you look at the Diablo 3 leaderboards, everyone is using almost the same build. Almost the same build is used by everyone in a specific league. Like probably 70-80% would be the exact same build with very small changes. And I don't know, it doesn't seem that fun for someone like me who wants to experiment with a ton of variety. I'm gonna see how Wolsen will be when they add their first Chronicle. If they're gonna fix the XP. My biggest problem with Wolsen was the XP. I could survive the bad balancing, I could survive the bad drop rates, I could survive the broken and not working crafting system, but I couldn't stand the bad XP rates in WoW, and it felt like a MMO game from 20 years ago, and it just didn't feel right in this year to play a action RPG hack and slash isometric game with the XP rates Wolsen gave me. Even Path of Exile levels up faster than Wolsen, as long as you don't die. The don't die part is what gets me in Path of Exile. I would spend before I wasn't streaming when I played Path of Exile, and I would spend like 16 hours a day playing it, and I would start at level 97 at 10% XP. I would get to 90 something percent, and then I would die, regardless whether it's a disconnect, or whether it's lagging, or whether it's me making a mistake, or whether it's one shot out of nowhere without even realizing how my HP got down. For whatever the reason, I would go back to 0% or 10% XP, and I would just keep yo-yoing between the XP. And it's not fun for me if the game puts two in my bum by not only removing one of my portals, but also reducing my XP. And I can say the same about Torchlight 3 and the endgame in Torchlight 3. It feels like two in the bum. Or what I would imagine that would feel like. First, when you die, you can't go back into the map. You don't have a portal you can use to return to the same map. It's over. Second, you lose your progress of 1, 2, 3, or 4 maps. Actually, it doesn't go 4, but you go back to your checkpoint. So if you're at level 8, I'm actually gonna show you instead of talking about it. So let's say you're doing level 19 and you die, you go back to 16. You die on 18, you go back to 16. You die on 17, you go back to 16. So that's double the pricks in your bum. I would have been fine if it was just one of the things, like just not being able to return to the map, or having 3 lives or 2 lives, and then losing and going back to your waypoint challenge. I don't like this. I don't like losing progress. Time is precious, and if I get punished severely in a game when I die, I just can't enjoy this game. That's why I don't play hardcore. If I wanted to get punished when I die, I would go and play hardcore heroes. That's enough of a punishment. But again, I'm a filthy casual, or at least what I would consider a filthy casual. Even though I might play a lot, it doesn't mean I'm a pro player, I'm a meta player, no. and I like the games to value my time, to not consider me a zombie that has nothing more than time on his hands to play the game. I like when games know that the players are humans, not some zombified wood bags, coin bags, zombified sources of cash. You gotta respect your player base and their time. But again, the way I think is vastly different than the majority of other people in the genre. And it's probably obvious because I enjoy playing Torchlight 3 and I don't play Path of Exile. If I wanted to get punished when I die, I could go and play Path of Exile. It's punishing enough dying there. So I've got my own way of thinking, and it's probably different than 90% of the player base of the genre. And Wasting Time says I'm playing with Forged only ranged. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's mediocre. But it can be strong with the right relic. It can be strong. Um, the obvious synergy will be Flaming Destroyer. Flaming Destroyer can burn enemies, and you can get 25% extra damage to burning enemies. And if you focus on defenses and power projection, it's not bad. Sonic Pulse is 40% extra damage, 25% extra damage to burning enemies, and you can also get 25% extra damage with vent skills. And with Furnace Blast, you get a total of 90% extra damage. I just wish they would fix the Mountain King wheel, so whenever you use it, you get 50 heat, not 0. Whenever you use Furnace Blast. If they fixed it, then I will make that Furnace Blast shotgun blast ranged Flaming Destroyer build eventually. It's on my to-do list for when the Mountain King wheel is fixed. Because I really want such a build, spamming Furnace Blast and getting the price of the skill back. And I also could agree that it is a missed opportunity to not have a couch or a vocal co-op. It's definitely a game that's perfect, especially since it's on console. On console, couch co-op would kill it. It would be a killer game. And if the developers, if Extra Game makes money and hires 1 or 2 people to work, new people in the team to work on bringing couch co-op into the game without affecting the development of other things, it would be great. Bandit CI81, thank you very much as well for the follow on Twitch. Welcome to the Struck Club. Because think of how many people play on consoles with their friends, with their family, with their loved ones, or just whoever is in their house at the time, and they could just jump together, switch and use two heroes of the same account and just do couch co-op. See, Diablo 4 will have couch co-op. On console. I'm not sure if it's gonna have it on PC, probably not, but it will have couch co-op on console, and it's probably gonna kill it if the game isn't shitty. So far, we've only seen good things. I agree that some people don't like. I don't agree with them, but I understand people who don't like Diablo 4's simplified system of defense and attack. I personally think it's not that bad, but some people want depth. Some people want many different layers of attack and defense. And some people say they're dumbing it down for console and mobile. Well, let's just wait before the chicken is cooked and then criticize it, whether it's still running and trying to jump off of the plate or not. Maybe it's gonna turn out fine the way they're doing Diablo 4 with this simplified attack defense kind of thing. Maybe there's more to it than we know, or there will be more to it than we've seen. But yeah, couch co-op in Torchlight 3 will be perfect. As long as they hire people to work on it that won't affect development of other things, it could be amazing. Oh, another map. Okay. I'm gonna report this. I'm gonna go and report this. Give me a moment. Rare bones. Environment, book, life. Just gonna check quickly if I've got the right. Yeah, 99102. Report those so they can fix them. Okay, so I'm gonna break the game. Should we break the game? Let's break the game. Oh, I can't. They fixed it. I used to do mapception, which would be me opening a map inside of a map and going into the mapception. I can no longer do this. And wasting time chose the Venom Relic. Well, the Venom Relic gives you a lot of defense, because, you know, on Forged, you can get defense from power projection. You can get defense from miasma. You can get defense from, what's it called? Poison Nova. So there's that good thing about it, the defense you can get from a poison build. Let's see. I can't wait to see what the new endgame is. By the way, yesterday in the Mayhem Monday, they confirmed that they're already working on some new endgame and they're gonna share some info about it soon. So I can't wait to see what that would be. Would it be New Game Plus under the form of scaling the story content to our level? Would it be a completely new endgame mode? What would it be? We know that there's a new item set coming that will be wearable by all heroes. We know about certain items changing to items that give you an active skill to use on your build, which adds even further to the build variety. So with changing the skittering arc powered and woods beast shoulders, you're probably getting the build variety from at least 160 builds to probably at least 180 by having those three items, and the great sword, the new great sword, this great sword that gives you summons. You can summon 9 skeletons, maybe 10, but I can count 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those 9 skeletons for 20 seconds would be nice, and it's a great sword. It's a great sword, so we know they're already working on new stuff. New sets, new items, reworked old items to give you active skills. And this great sword also gives you an active skill to put on your skill bar, which again makes hard choices. Which skill do I remove from my already full build to have room for that one item, for example? Or do I just not use that item? Do I want that item? So it's gonna raise some questions. And I like it. I like it that by introducing new items, they're not making old items obsolete, like some games do. For example, in Path of Exile, of the 950 plus unique items, how many do people really use? Probably 500, 600. There's probably a lot of items that you don't use in your end game builds. Probably while leveling, yeah, sure. But at max level, in the end, you don't use most items. So yeah, it's fine to have items only for leveling, okay, but most of the builds use specific items, and there's many items that people just don't use there. And there's many items that are just made obsolete by others that are more powerful and more worth it, that have been added over the years. So I think developers should be really careful when adding new items to make sure there's not a power creep. It's not like this item is better than the old ones, you want to use it and not touch the old ones. More of this item provides you a new play style, a new way of building your hero that's just as good but different. So you might want to consider using this item. That's the type of thing that I would like to see in games when they're adding new items, providing new opportunities. Another thing I'm excited about is Witch Hunter in Warhammer Chaos Bane. Would it come for PC, or would it be just for Xbox Series and for PlayStation? I'm gonna show you in a moment what I'm talking about. I don't know French, but I can guess what everything on the website means. The website is on French and it's listing Witch Hunter as a new character you can play on the Slayer edition in Warhammer Chaos Bane for Xbox Series. I can try and translate it with Google, but I can't run. If I run my Google Chrome browser, it's probably gonna crash my PC because I've got like 100 tabs open there, and I don't use it when streaming. But let me quickly share this with you. The Warhammer, the French thing. My Firefox doesn't have how to translate. So this is the Warhammer Chaos Bane Xbox Series X Slayer Edition. And what's in the Slayer Edition? Where was it? I saw the description somewhere. See, I guess 4K 60 FPS and new generations. So yeah, over. See, that's the old stuff. The old stuff, and I think this one, Le Chasseur de Sorcières. I don't know French. Honestly, I probably mispronounced this super badly, and I think this is Witch Hunter or a Mage Hunter or whatever you wanna call it. Nouveau personnage. I guess a new character, the Witch Hunter. I think that's what it means. And this version would include all the DLCs until now, so it's like the on PC we have something called the Magnus Edition. So this is probably the Magnus Edition plus the new hero. I really hope the Magnus Edition would include this hero, and I really hope this hero comes on PC. The thing is, are there gonna be other changes? Are they gonna touch the Tower of Chaos in Chaos Bane? Because it really needed some changes. It was not as rewarding, and people didn't feel the need to push further into it. So yeah, the only reason I was doing the Tower of Chaos was to get coins, which I can use to run what's it called, upgraded relic hunts. But I'm excited for a new hero, because with that new hero I'm gonna make at least one build for every set. If it comes to PC, um, that's 4 builds. 4 build videos I can make. I can get myself probably 60, 70, 80 hours of playtime before I get bored from this new hero. And if it doesn't come at extra cost, if it's included to the Magnus Edition, even better. If it does cost, I would like to see a cheap cost. No more than $5 or €5 for this new hero. Kilo was free. Kilo was free. And it was weird why the DLCs for the God skills was paid, but Kilo was free. Normally, games, even Diablo, do it differently. They ask you to pay for DLCs that give you a new campaign and a hero, but they don't ask you to pay for skills. Whereas Chaos Bane did the opposite. For many people, Chaos Bane is dead, and right now it is. But we'll see how it will end up after this next month's upcoming patch. And if this patch even will come to PC, or whether they gave up on PC and are only focusing on consoles, the new generations of consoles. Some of you that are watching might have played Chaos Bane, or might have watched me play Chaos Bane and know a little bit about it. To those of you who don't know, I wouldn't recommend the game right now if you're looking for co-op. If you're looking for co-op, it's dead. If you're looking for something you can play solo and get a few hundred hours, 200-300 of hours before you get bored of all the heroes, you can probably squeeze 50-60 hours on every hero, maybe even 100 hours if you're more patient, testing every single set. And there's 4 sets, all of them opening a build each. So you have what, 1, 2, 3, what is it? The mage, the soldier, the scout, the slayer, the engineer. 5 heroes, 4 sets each. You've got like at least 20 builds you can check. So it's not that bad. But the content itself is very repetitive, and even if you're playing it on a different hero in Chaos Bane, you might get bored quickly by the environment. And it's not a bad game, but it's not good either. It's mediocre. It could have been great. It could have been great if they didn't rush it and released it 6 months later than its actual release. And focused more on variety of endgame early on. For example, comparing Torchlight 3 to Chaos Bane, Torchlight 3 did exactly what Chaos Bane didn't. It didn't rush too much, but there's also similarities. When Chaos Bane launched, it didn't have that much endgame, and it could become a little boring. And Torchlight 3 right now doesn't have much endgame, but at least they're working hard to remedy that. And they know that this is what we want. And this is what probably the first major update will be after launch. Some more endgame to do. And Chaosbane had very, very bad problems with the wood when it launched. Everyone was crying how it's super easy to gear up because red items are dropping like crazy. And then the developers in Chaosbane went ahead and made a new rarity, green items. And they made them so difficult to obtain that in order to make my build videos, I needed to sleep 4 hours a day back then. To be able to farm the items to get my build videos done in the schedule I had set for myself back then. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant to have to stream myself playing, recording myself farming, and just making those build videos. Thankfully, later they increased the drop rates of green items, but that was like 1.5, 2 months later when they realized their mistake. And by that time, most of the player base of Chaosbane has left. So Torchlight 3 kind of has something similar with this situation with legendaries, but I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe the drop rates are not that bad. Hopefully we don't see another Chaosbane repeating itself, people quitting because they're not getting enough drops. But chances are, if you really don't get as they're suspecting that as they're expecting us to get 2.5 hours per legendary drop. If we get a legendary drop every 5 hours, or every 4 hours, or every 3 hours, people probably would quit. I know I don't have the time and patience to wait 3, 4, 5 hours to get a legendary drop. I would prefer a legendary an hour when min-max farming non-stop maps without breaks and pauses. Only to buy potions and to sell. I think it's reasonable to expect one legendary every hour. With let's say with average gear work, with between 50 and 75 gear work. Let's see what comments I missed. Which is the difficulty you recommend for regular experienced player? Normal and hard. Hard is pretty decent. Hard gives you a challenge, it makes the game harder for you to level up. And I recommend ridiculous only when you gear up. When you're max level or when you're done with the story and you've got enough skill points and you've geared up. I think hard is the perfect middle ground for people who don't want too much of a challenge but don't want it too easy. It also depends on your build, on how you're leveling up. I mean, if you don't care about the badges and the bragging rights. And by the way, I found it silly how they're using bragging rights as a selling point in their trailer. I really found it silly how bragging rights is something that needs to be put in a trailer as a selling point to make people want to play the game. I kind of cringed. I kind of cringed when I heard this. It seems weird. It seems you don't have anything other to offer, and there is a lot to offer. And they did mention in the trailer all the build variety and all the customization. They did mention about the classes, the subclasses, the legendarium, the Fazir dungeon. They did mention about this, but mentioning the bragging rights as the selling points why people would wanna do the Fazir was kind of cringeworthy. It's been a while since a trailer made me cringe in this genre. And XX says what is currently the best place to farm once you finish the main story mode by not level 60 yet. The best place to do it is either Mapworks scrolls that give you 25 or 50% gear work, or to do Fazier's dungeon maps with 50% gear work. But the thing is, you don't get those all the time. You can't guarantee yourself. I think Fazier's dungeon is a good place to start leveling up from 46 to 60, or after finishing the story to 60 at whatever level you do that. So if you don't like the Fazier, you can use Mapworks bundle scrolls, but the problem is you don't get Mapworks bundles unless you get fame, and you can't sustain Mapworks bundles to do a Mapworks scroll and get enough fame to earn another one. We get 6 times less Mapworks scrolls than before. You could get 6 maps um, every 10 levels, and now every 9 levels you get 1. So now you can't sustain it. You can't just do map works without needing to do the Fazier. The developers are forcing you to do the Fazier's dungeon whether you like it or not. And if you, like me, don't like the Fazier's dungeon, you're forced to do it to get Mapworks scrolls, so you can do the content you actually like, which is the Mapworks. So this is yeah, something I'm not a big fan of. No one asked for this change, yet they thought it's a good change. This gives me an idea to make a video about things that no one asked for, yet we got anyway, as changes in the game. But yeah, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing a lot of content for this game. I'm gonna be reworking some of my old videos, making new videos. So less streaming, more editing is what you're gonna be seeing from me in the next few days. But there's still gonna be stream every day, even if it's for 2, 3, 4 hours. There's still gonna be a stream. Let's see. And money is kind of used for gambling, but also for enchanting, or for rerolling enchantment sockets. If you don't like your enchantment socket on a legendary, that's 1,000 coins. On a blue, 750. On a green, that's 500 coins. And you can do sims with your base. You can play the Sims mini game or half game or whatever you want to call it, the Sims part of the game. The forts by itself, some people would really love forts. There's a lot of people who love that whole creative aspect of the game and messing around with the forts. So that's actually a nice selling point of the game for people who love that kind of thing. And Wasting Time says his first legendary in Torchlight 2 dropped over 100 hours of playing and nobody quit Torchlight 2. Yeah, but how useful were legendaries in Torchlight 2 compared to legendaries here? How powerful were legendaries in Torchlight 2 compared to other items? Right now, the only reason I want legendaries is for the skills they give me. And most legendaries I just want for my legendarium, not to wear them. But yeah, I understand. Times have changed. Times have changed. What was acceptable years ago might not be acceptable now. The same way many other things used to be acceptable some time ago and no longer are. Times change. I mean, some time ago people were fucking racists everywhere, and they still are. But at least they're not allowed to be legally. So, in the same way, certain things certain things change in games. What people can soak up, suck it up, and accept it as the way it is. It used to be acceptable to grind much. It used to be acceptable to waste your time just to get a single level. And it still is acceptable in MMOs, but should it be like that in games like this, for example? See, Torchlight 2 and 3 probably take a different amount of time to reach max level, but I kind of am okay with the max level time needed in this game. Although I liked it better before the changes, because they kind of prolonged the leveling up speed in this game. They made it take another 2-3 hours by increasing certain XP gaps by 35% or 40%. So yeah, the same way before, like just look at Diablo 2. Look at Diablo 2. How long it took you? It took a while. Reaching level 100 in Diablo 2 took a long time. But nowadays most games are not as grindy, and I like that. I like that developers have realized that we don't want to spend our whole life leveling in a game, and we would like to be max level and experiment and reroll and just try and farm items. My problem with the drop rates here is because it makes no sense to have bad drop rates where you can't reroll the stats. In a game where you need to get a certain legendary item 5, 10, 20, 30, maybe even 100 times before you get the one with the affixes you want, it makes no sense to have bad drop rates when this is the case. If they add a rerolling system like Diablo 3 style rerolling system of these affixes in the middle, such as the electric defense, the crit damage, and the damage to onslaught, if they add a system where those stats can be rerolled, the current drop rates would be fine. It would be fine. You know, you get that legendary once, you're done. You don't need to get it more than once, because you can just keep rerolling the stats. Unless you got it before level 60, then you're still gonna need to try and get it. Unless you need it for the legendarium. And the items in this game are also skills, so they're not just items. In Torchlight 2, you could get certain items where I remember you had to kill certain enemies to make the item stronger. So you kill a certain number of certain enemies to make the item stronger. And that was not a bad idea. I wish we had maybe something similar here. But again, what I think is so different from what other people think. You wanna see me be creative? The problem is I don't have many things. I don't have resources and money in my account to buy many buildings. If you wanna see me be creative, um, see, I don't have this much. See, all of those things, most of those I don't like. I'm looking for specific. I'm looking for a specific design in this fort. I want to make it more of a cemetery, kind of bewitched ground um, type of a fort. But okay, you want to see me be a little bit creative? Let's do some gardening here. I wish I could rotate the camera. So yeah, there we go. The fourth game. But the thing is, I can't fine tune. I don't like how I can't move the things precisely. I wish I had more precision when moving things. So I can't center this in between those two. So I have to put it. Let's put it there, I guess. Maybe put it over here. And what else could I put? I could put something on the floor. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. You wanted this. I don't mind a little bit of extra backseat gaming. So we're doing this now, I guess. A bit of this, a bit of that. A bit of this, a bit of that. I can see what's happening there. Mm, what's this? This, I'm gonna do it like that. What else? I wanted to put some. I wanted to put some pavers. I love using those pavers. I'm gonna fix them in a moment. Let's just place them all. Okay. It's like building a puzzle, making sure they fit without overlapping. Like this. Maybe there's room for this here. Wow, okay. Like this maybe. Okay, I'm almost done with this shit. And I don't mean it as a bad way. When I say shit, I just use it as a synonym of thing. I don't use it to say it's bad. Don't misunderstand me. Just wanted to make this kind of clear. Okay, so now we need to figure out a place for this one. And enough. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do more later. But the thing is, yeah, I don't have all the things I want, cause well, I've not done those contracts. Okay, I've activated the next contract. Let's do another map. I can't do too much of this before I get bored. Not on stream. I mean, normally when I do Fort stuff, I don't do it on stream. I once did a lot of Fort stuff on stream. Once I did like 2.5 hours before the first big wipe of before the wipe for early access. At the end of closed beta, before early access started, I redid my Fort from scratch in one of my streams. But back then I was so bored and I had all the legendary items I could think of. I was missing just like 4, 5 or 10 or whatever. And yeah, I was fine. This was not the end game, but the thing I'm doing can be considered half of the end game. It's not the real end game, but I can show you some end game in a moment. You can do this as end game the same way I'm doing it, but the actual end game I can show you. If you want to see it after this map, I can show you the Fazier's dungeon. I'm just very disappointed with the end game of this game right now, especially after today's patch. Today's patch removed the last thing that kept me doing the end game. So right now there's only one reason to do endgame for me, and it's to get those things, to get Mapworks portals, to do what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is you open a portal from the scroll, you go inside the portal, you do a map, you kill the boss, you get the wood. And you get those scrolls by doing by killing champions and getting fame. And the best way to get fame is the end game content. The end game content is where you get fame by doing something that's the same thing but with affixes, with map affixes, with monsters that get double HP, 50% movement speed, or some blazing or electrified or whatever modifiers. So I prefer doing this than the end game, but the end game kind of needs to be done in order to be able to do this. So this could be considered end game, but you can do this even if you're not done with the story. You can do this even at level 1. If you have a map scroll in your shared stash, you can take it at a level 2 hero and use it and do it. But the real end game I'm gonna show you in a moment. Let's just finish this map quickly. Let's see. Okay, let's go finish that map. The endgame boss really is the mighty target dummy. He can become invisible sometimes as well. He's the strongest boss in the game. The target dummy. But yeah, Fear Makey. I'm gonna explain in detail after this boss fight what the end game is. Keep in mind they're already working on new endgame and they said they're ready to reveal info soon. So maybe in 2-3 weeks they can reveal some information about the next endgame mode that will come. They know that endgame keeps the games like this alive, and we've been giving them a lot of feedback that we want more, that this is just not enough, and it's not everyone's cup of tea the way they've designed the first endgame mode. So yesterday in a dev session in Discord, they already said that they have something they want to review soon, um, and endgame is their priority right now. Which should be, I mean, for every developer that releases a game with only one endgame activity, obviously endgame would be their priority. So the endgame is this thing. You finish the story and you go to Act 1 town and you get to talk to one NPC and it gives you this item which you place in your fort. And once you interact with it, it's rifting. It's basically rifting with a twist. So you start with challenge 1 and 3. I'm actually gonna stop streaming after explaining this at the end of my stream for today, but I wanna quickly explain about the end game before I stop. So you start with challenge 1 to 3. You click on challenge 1 and you have to pick between 3 different maps. Each map would have a randomly generated, although the first one is always the same 3 maps the first time you do it. You have a negative affix and a positive affix. You see the element poison, fire, physical, or let me show you electric or electric. So you can expect enemies that will do this element, but there's gonna be enemies that do another element as well, most likely. And once you complete the first map, you go and do the next one. If you die on the second one, you go back to the first one. If you die on the third one, which is a boss fight, you go back to the first one. If you complete the third one, you unlock the next set of challenges, and from now on it's gonna be 4 instead of 3. And from now on you start getting affixes here, affixes that are negative. It's gonna be just one affix, eventually it's gonna be 2 affixes, eventually it's gonna be 3. Every 4 levels there's a new one, or new 2 or new 3 affixes, the further you go, and there's 251 of those stages. So if you die on 5, you go back to 4. If you die on 6, you go back to 4. If you die on 7, you go back to 4. Um, and thank you very much, WGizmo, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Welcome to the Struck Club, and nice having you here. So yeah. You keep pushing, and every boss fight unlocks the next checkpoint, and every next 4 levels, the first one is the one you resurrected. And the more you push, the harder it gets. And once you reach level 60, because you start from level 46 enemies, once you reach level 60 enemies, they start getting certain bonuses to movement speed, to health, and to damage. And there might be a bug because they only get 0.02 damage per level, and it used to be 0.5, so that's 25 times less. Not sure if that's intended or a bug. So take this opportunity, because right now it's super easy to push it if you have a good build and if you have gear and if you are a good player and can dodge and make sure you always go with potions into the map. It would be much easier now than maybe later if that's actually a bug and it actually goes back to 0.5% and not 0.02%. It's gonna become 25% harder. So keep that in mind. And it's 251 stages. It's not infinite. 251 stages. And after level 100, the what's it called? The extra HP, movement speed, and damage doesn't increase. So I think that's pretty much it. Feel free to ask any questions because I have to stop my stream. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of extra time to ask final questions to clarify some things. I'm probably gonna make another video. I already have a video explaining this in detail. I'm gonna make a newer video soon about it. And autocasting, you do have actually 9 active skills. Every one of those skills can be changed. Every one of those can be put. So you have 9 slots. You do have certain things that can autocast, like this one. This one casts Heart Seeker, and this one procs Chain Lightning when I'm using Heart Seeker. So you can see when I'm using Onslaught, eventually I can autocast. See how I cast Heart Seeker, and Heart Seeker is this skill. I have 0 points into it. If I put 10 points into it, I'm gonna cast Stronger Heart Seeker. This build is not that type of build, so those are just temporary. And usually I stream evening or afternoon Eastern European time. So right now it's 10:44 p.m. Normally I stream until half past midnight, but I've got some family members visiting from abroad for probably another month and a half, or whatever long it takes. So normally I start streaming around 6-7 p.m. Sometimes I stream from the morning if I'm not busy making videos. So I have different streaming schedules because I make content for YouTube. If I'm not editing, I can stream early. If I'm editing a video and I have to upload it to YouTube and make thumbnails and everything, then my streaming gets pushed for the evening hours or afternoon hours. So keep in mind, right now it's 10:40 p.m. I normally stream until half past midnight, but for now my stream schedule is kind of pushed back by 2 hours, and I stop streaming earlier than usual. So the best class for DPS is I guess Sharpshooter can be very good for DPS without much investment into items. But Disc Mage can be good with items as well. So can Realmaster. Forged is a little bit underwhelming, but one person has already beaten on hardcore all the stages on a Forged with the Flaming Destroyer and reached 251. On a Forged with using mostly relic skills. He said they were using mostly relic skills with just the defenses from Vortex Bomb and Power Projection. The rest was Blazing Pillar and other things like that. But Forged is right now underwhelming as a class. That's why the guy was barely using Forged skills, because Forged is underwhelming and it's gonna get reworked. The developers will rework Forged after launch. They promised that. Relic wise, every relic can be good, but the Cold Heart is very underwhelming and underpowered, and it's probably gonna get some changes. Electrode, Flaming Destroyer are very good for damage. Bloodrinker is good for survivability. Bane is good for summons and survivability. And yeah, one person has already cleared 251 on hardcore, mind you. On ridiculous on hardcore. He was probably rushing. You can do the quest and not kill every single enemy in the map and rush to the boss room. I'm assuming to preserve time. He was just doing the bare minimum to finish a stage. And And yeah, he was stacking defenses. Avogui, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Struck Club. Is Thunder Strike in your guide? Now tingling sensation. Thunder Strike is Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is Thunder Strike. Tingling Sensation is used to be Tingling Sensation, and Shocking Display still used to be Shocking Display. Shocking Display is not as good as before, but it's still okay for proc monster builds. So don't use Cold Heart Relic. Don't use Cold Heart right now, it's kind of underwhelming. On paper it might sound very good for survivability, but in practice I've tested it with every single class and it's not. Have you noticed a change in legendary drops today? I've only gotten one legendary drop, but again I've not been maxing out my farming. And I've only played for 3 hours and 46 minutes today. But I did get a legendary drop on my second map, in the Fazier. I've probably run today, 13, 15, 14 maps. So thank you Fear Makey for subscribing to my channel. Again guys, this is it. No more questions. Feel free to write them in the chat and I can reply, or add me on Discord and I can reply over at Discord. But yeah, I really need to go. More streaming tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follows, for the subscribes. Make sure to check the raffle and the giveaway. On Friday I'm giving away 3 keys that the developers gave me. They gave me 3 keys for Steam. So thanks again for the sub to you as well, Troy. Keep it cool. Until next time, Struck Club, and goodbye.